It is the grand final of the Swiss CSGO competition here inside the Swisscom Hero League. And this time we'll see a face-off between two teams. A lot of familiar faces, as I already told you guys. These are players who managed to hold themselves on top of the Swiss esport scene season after season. So yeah, with no further ado, I'm gonna introduce the two teams. I'm gonna start with the challenger. A rather young Swiss team. I haven't seen them too much in the past 3 years, mainly over the last year, but already they have an impressive tournament resume. Please welcome for me on stage, playing for the organization Kingzzz, are the 5 players Zed, Alex, Rigon, Risk, and Merizinho. Short round of applause, please. Good evening. I'm going to introduce the other team real quick and then get over you for the interview.
All right.
And now, for the reigning, defending champion on the other side of the stage, please welcome for me on stage for the organization Red Instinct, the players Recalled, J-Sax, Dexum, Xreal, and Kingzzz, and their captain Xreal. Welcome on stage.
Hello.
So, I'm going to start off with you, Rigon. You're the challenger. You have been in some quite, let's say, professional setting as well, so I can imagine today their nerves are not too wild, right?
They're standard. I mean, I'm a bit nervous as well, but it's okay. It's gonna be fine, I guess.
Nice. I like. You had a pretty cool season. Let's tell it this way. You ran through everybody. I think you feel pretty confident for this final, right?
I think it's gonna be an easy final. So, and I mean the matches were not as hard as well. So. Let's see. Yeah,
we saw you were even trolling in the last few rounds of the league and everything went your way nevertheless, so yeah. You're going in as the favorites into this final, I've been told. Do you see yourself going out 2-0 or is it going to be a 2-1?
I think it's going to be an easy 2-0.
Okay, well, pretty confident young man here. Any last words maybe for your opponents, Red Instinct?
Not really, just good luck and have a good game, yeah.
Thank you very much. And now to your still reigning and defending champion from Red Instinct, it is Xreal. Welcome on stage. How are you doing?
We're doing pretty fine. We are actually pretty confident coming here and really happy to be here as well.
I can imagine after like the 10th time playing on stage somewhere, the nerves are a little bit gone, or is it still a problem?
Well, I mean, it's not really never a problem, but it's definitely something that, you know, it's a factor that you need to take into consideration when you come here and to play. But I think, yeah, we played Kingzzz a lot of times. We are very used to playing them. So, yeah, no, I think there's no specific problem with that.
Usually when Red Instinct plays in a final, we know they deliver. They're super final strong or land strong, how we call it in CSGO language. What is, maybe guide us a little bit, what is the difference this final? Because you told me beforehand it's going to be a little bit different than the other finals. You were more confident maybe coming in. What changed this time?
Well, I would say, first of all, Kingzzz have a very, very strong lineup this season. I don't think they always had such a good lineup, so it's already going to be a tough fight. And then on our sides, I must say it was a bit like a complicated season for us on our sides. We did not deliver as much as we used to do, unfortunately. And yeah, in the end, I mean, I think we are still pretty confident, but it's really going to be a tough match, and we are aware of it.
Nice, humble, I like it. Any last words for your opponent, Team Kingzzz?
Nothing special. I wish them very good luck and to have fun.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I would say have fun, good luck to both teams. You can go join your team. Guys, thank you very much. And yeah, I'll throw it over to our two casters for this Swisscom Hero League CSGO Grand Final. Please welcome Remo and Kairos.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're ready for the more serious notes right now. Red Instinct going up against Kingzzz. We've heard Rigon. I'd just like to talk about one thing of that interview. It's going to be an easy 2-0.
Easy 2-0, easy final. That's what he said, and that's pretty much all that he said.
Yeah.
It's certainly a statement. It is painting a picture.
Yeah.
Very one-sided final picture, indeed. Now, the question is, will they be able to back that statement up, or will they fall short and find themselves struggling?
We will see. Talking about the finals, we were kind of on the same page, right? We do think Kingzzz is the clear favorite here today, just because of their new lineup. They brought in Rigon at the beginning of this season, who's probably the best Swiss CS player coming in.
Arguably.
And then we have obviously Red Instinct without Maniac today. Dexum coming in. Obviously Dexum a very strong player, but it doesn't look like he has been playing CS all too often during the past few months. And here we already see the Kingzzz lineup. I'm going to quickly go through the names. It's going to be Seth, Risk, Rigon, Mericinho, and Alex, just like we had it through the season. And I'd like to quickly mention Alex's beautiful white hair. It looks absolutely stunning.
Yeah, absolutely agree. What can you say? White hair, it's the way to go.
So yeah, the same lineup as always this season. He said it already in the interview. They just swept through the whole season. Not a single loss. They won their game versus Red Instinct in the group stage with a 16-11 and 16-8. So I guess they're confident.
If it is anything to go off, then it doesn't really bode well for Red Instinct for sure. Then again, you just said it, the same lineup all throughout the season pretty much. So there is some consistency there. They do know each other. They have a very clear set game plan on how they want to approach this final. On the other hand, on Red Instinct, of course, we have seen a couple of changes here and there. And now with Dexum coming in for Maniac, it's just another challenge to deal with, right? Yeah. So it's not going to be too easy. Still, I do believe they have a very, very solid base in Counter-Strike in general, very high base level, I'd say. And what I love about Red Instinct, of course, is the incredibly clear-cut and tactical approach that they show us time and time again. So if they can pull that off again against Kingzzz tonight, then who knows, maybe there is still a chance for them to outperform their opponents.
I totally agree. This will be the winning path, certainly, for Red Instinct. It's going to be hard. It's not something that's really impossible, but who knows what we will see. We certainly hope for 3 maps. We don't care in which direction, but then we want to see 3 maps today.
That would be good. That would be good. I'd like to see 3, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to happen, though?
Yes, in all honesty, I do believe so, yeah. Oh. I do believe even if they fall on the first one on the Red Instinct side, it will be a bit of a rallying call, and they will kind of pull themselves together and manage to come back at least to push it onto 3 maps. Whether or not they can take it, I don't know, but I believe in the 3.
So let's quickly have a look at the semifinals lineups for these teams, obviously. Both teams played in the semifinals. Kingzzz with a win against Jersey Boys, 16-8 and 16-1. Yeah. So a clear results on that side. On the other hand, we have Red Instinct, who went up against My Insanity and was able to win with 16-9 and 16-8. Beautiful overview there from our production. Thank you for that. So both teams seemed very confident in the semifinal. We casted Red Instinct going up against My Insanity, and we already said it at that part of the tournament. Red Instinct is a team that just gets stronger and stronger and stronger with each and every game they play together.
That is true, absolutely, and we already called it's going to be a Rins versus Kingzzz final. Yeah. Just wanted to throw that out there as well, just to make sure everybody knows we know our stuff, at least a little bit. Now, obviously, Red Instinct against Kingzzz, it was kind of the writing on the wall the whole season through, right? So going into this season, many would have argued this is the final to expect in the end. Now, that's exactly where we are standing right now. And you mentioned that Red Instinct, they tend to get better, but are they so much better now than at the beginning of the season that they can take on Kingzzz? Now, this is a bit of a different beast, it feels like, almost. Yeah. Seeing how they committed throughout that whole season on the Kingzzz side to incredibly strong and incredibly aim-heavy and explosive Counter-Strike, absolutely steamrolling every single one of their opponents. I'm just not exactly sure where exactly Red Instinct can take that confidence from, you know?
Yeah, they got to be ready, because Kingzzz, obviously a team that is consisting of very, very emotional players. So the point where they kind of get the drive through and get the drive in the game, they're just going to steamroll you. They will push you, they will be aggressive, they will take their fights. And I think the first step for Red Instinct really is to hold them back for the first few rounds, right? Because Kingzzz is going to go in being like, we're going to win this one, come at us. They're going to search for the fights. They will look for the 1v1s. And I feel like Red Instinct, they just have to maybe step back a little bit, take the fights, win the fights, gain some confidence. And from that on, they can just start taking round by round by round. And just due to the fact Kingzzz players are so emotional, might get them into some kind of tilt mode where they're not concentrated anymore, or even where they just stop communicating with each other.
Well, that obviously would be their downfall for sure. And I do believe there is a certain chance that Red Instinct will actually try to commit to this storyline, I would say, right? Now, if that actually is happening, should we see a mental breakdown from the Kingzzz side? I'm in a prime position to actually see them raging and throwing their PCs all around. So if that happens, I will keep you up to date. That should be quite a spectacle.
Great. So let's have a short look at the map before we go in-game. We have Red Instinct picking up DE Nuke as the first map. Second one will be Dust 2, picked by Kingzzz, and the decider will be on DE Inferno. So pretty default maps, except maybe for Nuke. We have seen a lot of Nuke this season. We haven't seen any Nukes the season before, so what has changed?
Nuke, I do believe it has become one of those maps that you need to have in your map pool as of right now. So that wasn't necessarily the case about a year ago, but it certainly has now with especially Vertigo coming into the mix, right? Now you need to, if you for example don't want to play Vertigo at all, you absolutely have to be able to play Nuke.
Definitely. Here we see it, the Nuke in its all new shine and bright textures. We have Kingzzz going up against Team Red Instinct. There will be no knife rounds, I suppose, due to the fact both teams decided their maps. And I guess since Nuke has been picked by Red Instinct, that Kingzzz will go on towards the CT side. Do you agree with that?
If my information is correct, it is indeed their choice to start on T.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is spicy. That shows a lot of confidence.
That is quite interesting. It's not necessarily what you would expect, but then again, it can make perfect sense if you consider them wanting to kind of test the waters and see where they are standing against Red Instinct before having to play the CT side, where their performance needs to be absolutely on point and well, essentially in the circumstance where you need to kind of make up for mistakes that you've made on the T side. It is still possible on the CT, but the other way around, not so much. It is much more difficult.
I totally agree with you. We've said it time and time again. The CT side is so important on Nuke. You want to get around 10 rounds, otherwise it's going to be very hard for you to actually win the map in the end. And I expect Kingzzz then to be very, very aggressive in this first few rounds. There we see the players. We see they are ready. The match is currently paused, so I guess we will just wait for the countdown. Once again, Red Instinct going up against Kingzzz, and we're back on the cam.
Hello. Yeah, good to be back. That was fun. So yeah, obviously, what have you said so far? It is Nuke. And I do believe, if I spotted quite correctly, it was actually Xreal's PC that is mocking up a bit. So slight technical issues should be fixed any moment now.
All right.
But yeah, so that's kind of the storyline here, right? For map number 1, it is the Nuke. It is picked by Red Instinct, and the terrorists will be played by the Kingzzz side first. So there will be the ones kind of to dictate the pace, I'd say, going into this first match.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. Short round of applause for our opponents here. Red Instinct against Kingzzz. As we already said, Kingzzz with a very, very fast route towards the B bomb side. They go down. Kingzzz is the only one currently standing. He does get 2 players though. And Xreal gets LX with that. It's going to be a 2v4, and Xreal seems sharp as well. Takes down Rigon, and the second one with Risk, and just like that, a Kingzzz push has been stopped.
Very powerful, very nice there for Xreal. Clean shots onto the onslaught of Kingzzz players.
And that's exactly what we talked about, right? Kingzzz will go in very aggressive, and Red Instinct just taking a step back. It was just Kingzzz really fighting on the ramp, and after that we had everyone from Red Instinct kind of step back, just wait for the plant, wait for the players to run in, and with that they were able to take home the very first important round.
Yeah, that can make it so much easier, right? To start into a map, building up confidence. You got this first map. Of course, you still need to convert the next two to make sure you actually position yourself quite well against your opponent. It can go south very, very fast, of course, should you get ecoed in the second round, but that certainly isn't on the mind of the Rins players, right?
Yeah, probably not. So they want to convert this second round now. Do you think Kingzzz will go into a force, or will they just try to maybe do one eco now and go for 1 or 2 AKs next round?
They didn't get the bomb down, did they?
No.
Yeah, if they did, absolutely, I would have said 100% a double AK buy or something like that. Now, oh, that's cool. We got some infographics, right? So we got Mirage having been banned by Red Instinct, Kingzzz banned Train, and after that, of course, the first 2 picks, Nuke and Dust 2 for Kingzzz. Overpass has been banned by Red Instinct. I'm going to have a word with these players later on. Vertigo out as well, which makes sense, I guess, to find ourselves on Inferno for the third one. So very Dust 2, sure, yes. Inferno, absolutely. Very classical maps. Nuke, really the only one that's kind of a talking point at all.
Yeah, I do agree. Red Instinct have been picking Nuke quite some times during the season. Kingzzz not really. Kingzzz, they do rely on maps like Mirage, Dust 2, where you just like need to apply basic CS, so to speak. On the other hand, we also have Rins who loves to play Train. So if you're in the shoes of Kingzzz right now, you either ban Nuke or Train, and probably face the other one you didn't ban. So kind of makes sense to see Nuke here.
That's true.
There we go. The second round is starting, and we indeed see a full force for the Kingzzz players. 5 deagles, 3 smokes, and a single grenade. And the smokes going down outside. Won't be a full wall yet, though. As Alex trying to push through T-Rams. They're just looking for any openings.
Interesting. One single nade on Merisinia. I wonder what he's planning to do with that.
Here comes the A push. Shaz and Recalled instantly get a kill, but Risk and Set, they take him back.
Nade onto heaven. There we go. Ooh, that actually connects quite nicely onto X-Real and Kingzzz.
Yeah, the retake situation now. No one of the Kingzzz players to be found yet. Risk goes down. X-Real holds the entry, and Set needs to do something because that bomb is about to get defused. Kingzzz making sure he covers his teammate, and X-Real finishes it up. 2-0 Red Instinct.
Very difficult, really, to hold after plant position from inside of Hot, of course, on the A side of Nuke. It is going to be a challenge every time. But then again, I guess Kingzzz, they need to be quite happy with the fact that they did get a bomb plant out of that second round here.
I do agree, and this triggered Rigon to actually buy an AK. Not going for any save rounds so far. Bubble smoke outside coming up again. And Kingzzz gets Alex through the smoke.
Well, at least we can certainly attest that Rigon is feeling quite confident going for the Hero AK into round number 3. Problem though, he can't actually find anyone. Merisinia in turn. At least one frag goes the way of the terrorist. Set had a chance to find a second one.
Yeah, doesn't quite find Dex and Risk though. They have no idea. He pushed out already, but he doesn't hit the shots. Dexon gets the second, and recalled with the last kill of the round. And just like we expected so far, CT side very strong. Red Instinct able to take the round so far, but the first real buy coming up right now for Kingzzz. And I wonder if Red Instinct will maybe even try to push at some side of the map, just with those MPs, taking it as kind of a bonus round. It looks like it. They rush outside. Already through the smoke, doesn't find any kills. X-Real and Recalled with 2 very important frags. Regan, though, able to take it back. But he goes down in the end as well.
What a beautiful push there against the terrorist aggression. They meet them halfway on the outer yard, and amid all the chaos, they make it work and come out on top.
Yeah, I loved it. Just going for that kind of bonus round, right? With the MPs, pushing one side, looking for those close fights. And it works out beautifully for them, taking home the 4th round. And Kingzzz already in some kind of weird money situation. Regon is totally out of sync with his teammates right now. Kingzzz, he gets the double kill on Ram. Zed takes one back, but is that enough for them to open up the B-bomb side as Jazz is already down here?
Well, Shaz certainly can't give up that position without at least taking one with them, but as it seems, Alex has different plans. They move towards Hell. X-Real, though, ready in waiting. Taking down Jazz from behind. We'll deal with the last one. It is set. Taken down. 5-2-0. 0. That's a big fast 0.
Yeah. Very fast rounds coming up, and honestly, though, finally, the first round where we see 5 Kingzzz players with AKs in the 6th round. So maybe a little bit too overconfident.
Yeah, who knows? It's like the 4th buy round for Regon. Ooh, Risk though, nice way to open up the fragging here for the terrorists. Finally getting a man advantage early on, so that should alleviate some of the pressure that they've been facing before, and should be able to build up off of that as Jazz moves into secret. Try and get a sneak peek into the yard.
Recall being boosted up heaven again. And Red Instinct currently really covering all the angles. Kingzzz very slow on their push this time. They want to make sure to take this round home.
Yeah, they have outer yard now firmly in their hands. 2 players in Regon and Zed working that part of the map. As they make their way towards A main. Now, no one there to be found. Recalled still holding from heaven, and we will see a pincer move most likely towards the A-bomb side. As Regon opens up the fragging, finds the first one, finds the second one. Now the A-bomb side is absolutely vacant. Kingzzz moves in, tries to hold against them, and what a round by Red Instinct. Instantly they switched around, almost to take it home. Meritinho, last man standing, will take Kingzzz, and that was actually a very nice switch by Red Instinct to move instantly on the retake.
Yeah, I like that they did get 2 players with Charles there pushing in through the doors, but it wasn't quite enough. Regon opening the fragging with 2 very nice headshots on the A-bomb side, and Kingzzz finally able to take home their first round. And I wonder if this switches up the Kingzzz game completely now, because they have been playing pretty slow compared to the first few rounds.
Yep.
Waiting for Red Instinct to do some kind of mistake. The mistake didn't come, and then the push, very coordinated actually, came in towards the A-bomb side. And I wonder if they're just going to step down a little bit, take it a little bit slower, but more secure to actually take home these rounds.
It could be. It's going to be interesting. After all, their take of the outside yard was actually pretty neat, right?
Yeah.
Then again, you have to admit that Red Instinct wasn't actually very much fighting for it. We did see Jazz from Secret coming up, but I do believe he was pushed back with a Molotov and other utility. So they couldn't actually go and contest that area. And obviously after Kingzzz has taken it, the A take was pretty much imminent.
That's true. Jazz now with the AWP outside. Doesn't see 2 players so far, but he gets the kill onto Regon. And with that, it's just Zed left towards outside, trying to gain some room. Alex actually making sure he has a lot of room towards his door area, but Jazz is ready, gets the second in this round. getting the third. This is so well played. Taking a shot, going back, take a new angle, get a new shot, get a new kill. And if it's just completely winning the round so far for Red Instinct, Kingzzz continuing to be a wall on ramp, and now it's just Risk left, who might even try to somehow save that AK. Never mind, Xreal gets the kill.
Yeah, lovely defense there, and obviously Jazz with that AWP able to pick up 3 frags from heaven onto the Kingzzz players. If you can't actually eliminate him and you can't neutralize his position, then you're in big trouble here on the Kingzzz side. It's rush onto the A bomb side, and that is a pretty ballsy move. Wouldn't necessarily expect Red Instinct to be caught off guard by that. As we see Recall sending a couple of stray bullets after Alex. Once again though, it will be Yas or Chaz, right? We've learned that today, by the way. To take him down in the end. So Red Instinct so far not really tested all that much from Kingzzz on their CT side of Nuke.
Yeah, and so far Red Instinct really just doing what they need to do, right? Gets towards the 10 rounds on the CT side, and every round starting from the 10th round really is some kind of bonus round, which will in the end be very, very helpful once they go towards that T side.
Absolutely, and so far Kingzzz not looking terribly dangerous really. And therefore Red Instincts, they should be pretty comfortable here. Shaz once again in perfect position to at least pick up 1 or 2. What in the world, said with a very, very nice one-tap there. Perfect pre-aim.
And with that outside is kind of lost for Red Instinct. Kingzzz can do everything they want. He can go down Secret, and Kingzzz is aware of that. He rotates from ramp towards Secret as Recon takes down Recall outside and is now moving back as well. It's just Kingzzz on the B bomb side. Doesn't quite find ALX, and with that it's just Xreal left, and suppose Kingzzz will get their second round in this game.
Most certainly. I like how Xreal actually tries to get at least 1 or 2 more frags in, just to make sure. They'll have to keep an eye on their economy. After all, Red Instincts banks are pretty healthy, but unfortunately Zed too quick on the trigger, finds him towards ramp, and that's going to be round number 9 going the way of Kingzzz.
Yes, and with that we also see the first time Risk gets his hand on his beloved AWP, and I guess he will go outside with it. No.
Ramp it is. Maybe.
Quick door peek. Trying to find anyone juggle peeking into it, but the Xreal is smart enough to not do.
It's a tricky angle, right? It's an angle that you tend to peek into, or jiggle peek, or quickly cross from time to time. And if you're not aware that the enemy has actually an AWP posted on that position, it can get very costly super quick.
I do agree. Very slow round from Red Instinct so far. Alex, the first one, to test the waters. He gets 2 kills, might even find a third, but Recall is here. Mericinio ready for the refrag though, as Kingzzz takes down him, and he's now able to push all the way through towards the door area, but Recon is ready. Gets him, and with that it's just Chaz left, who might actually try to just save that up.
It's an annoying situation to be in for Chaz, right? You can't go for the instant fight in main, least of all because they just put the smoke down there. But that move towards heaven, that is readable like a children's book, really. So they will most likely expect him to come from there anyway. What in the world? Why is
he gets the kill in the end though against Zed. He now knows where the last player is as well, looking for his body as Recon is ready. He sees the AWP and gets the kill. Third round for Kingzzz coming in. As we see or hear the players being very happy about that one.
Yeah, good positioning from Regon. And just once again making it very, very tight.
He's on 14 kills already after 10 rounds.
That exactly 4 times. Now needs to bunny hop out of danger. His teammate is ready to bail him out. X-Real backs himself the first frag in round 11. And with Regon gun, that is already a very dangerous player taken care of. And Kingzzz instantly kind of freeze on the spot. Interesting fight there. Marisinho feeling lucky. Barkramse a little bit luckier.
Yeah, he's been a big wall so far on the ramp area. He holds that so well. There's absolutely no chance for Kingzzz to push this side, but Zed gets the kill on X-Real on to the A-bombs, and Risk gets one again. And even gets Charles towards heaven. With that, the bomb can go down. Or can it? Crumpsy's already out on heaven. He doesn't quite find the first frag. There we go. Alex now in a 1v1, but recalled. Takes him out. And with that, kind of sends Kingzzz into a kind of bad situation money-wise. But not only money-wise, it's also round-wise, where Kingzzz slowly needs to take care of to really get the last 2 rounds out of this hole.
Yeah, they need to warm up, and Crumpsy, my goodness, how lucky are you to, in the end, connect enough bullets out of that spray to get your opponent down. That looked messy as hell. Luckily, of course, they had still 2 players around, alive, so trade came in just in the nick of time.
Yeah, and you really see the change of pace right now for Kingzzz compared to the first few rounds. Moving in way slower, just waiting for Red Instinct to make a mistake, and they might find X-Real now. No, they don't. Alex misses his shot, and X-Real gets the first in this round.
That is so good to see, actually, from Red Instinct, right? Kingzzz, they slow down, and that's exactly what gives the CTs that time to move around the map and go for information plays, to try a push here and there. And this time around, it is X-Real pushing towards radio, and not only getting a frag, but making it out alive again. That is going to be huge, and that must sting for Kingzzz, because that's a mistake that you shouldn't really do at this level.
Yeah, I totally do agree. Alex didn't find the shot, and X-Real once again just pushing in, and they do find a 1v1 trade.
That was an MP9 now, having taken down 2 of the terrorists. Crumpsy finds one as well over towards Secret. Nicely done. And Kingzzz, they look stunned right now. They don't know where to go. They get pushed time and time again. X-Real, by the way, with that flash re-peek into radio, what a ballsy play that was. That was so fantastic to see, and especially work out. Jazz finds the timing. Good for one. And recalled back Risk. Red Instinct looking super confident on you.
Yeah, they look sharp so far. Wonder what their T side will look like, but if they continue in this fashion, I guess it's going to be a quick one, as they already are up ahead, 9-3. Things going in another buy round for everyone, except for Marisinho, who's just holding on to that deagle. The outside push is coming in. Just didn't spot the player, I think, there. One is already down Secret, it's Alex. Very aggressive push.
Could have been spotted on the radar, one of them. Regon though, moves into garage. Takes the fight to Shaz. Alex already down here. X-Real not expecting him to be so close already. Decks him now. Pretty big ask.
Left.
Sure, Regon and Set. Attack down pretty low. If you can take him out quickly, that's one thing, but by the looks of it, he wasn't quite sure where they were going. An A-plant it is.
Yeah, and Dexon might just look for 1 or 2 kills just to keep the economy low for those last few rounds. Or might actually go and save that AK. Totally fine as well, as we actually see Money-wise, Red Instinct, it did look a bit better at the beginning of this half. Now,
Yeah, they're struggling.
it's going down.
And that's with only 3 rounds that they lost.
Yeah, it just shows you that Kingzzz, they do keep up with Red Instinct so far, and I guess if they do take 1 or 2 more rounds on their T sides, they're totally fine. Even though it doesn't look like it on the scoreboards,
Yeah, that's most
totally
likely.
fine.
That's most likely exactly what they are telling themselves, right? Let's get to the last couple of rounds, and after that, we will be fighting on the CT side, and we'll close it out over there. Now, first, of course, we need to make it there with said round.
I agree. Kingzzz once again. Going towards the other side area. What a headshot by Alex. He takes down Chaz. And Ixreal now about to face him, but Alex all by himself, finding 2 frags outside. That's our big area under their control as Rigon and Zed find 2 more, and now it's Kingzzz left just with a Deagle as Rigon also takes him out and gets the 5th round for Kingzzz. Nicely done.
Yeah, someone's warming up. Rigon and Alex starting to look very, very dangerous here. Now, of course, we've said it before, and we all know how incredibly aim-heavy and aim-strong these players are. Red Instinct, maybe it was all just a little breather. After all, Kingzzz by now, with 5 in the bag already, starting to look pretty decent here.
5 rounds is good. Rigon with a beautiful spray there. Finds the head of Kingzzz. And a lot of space towards T-ramp. And I like the fact they're just waiting for any CTs to push in. They heard that.
Oh, Ixreal just missed the timing.
As Rigon gets the kill, Charles is still here, but I guess they do know that. Gets tagged up heavily. As Zed finds recalled on the A-bomb side. Just Dex left now, and he's been known. Might find a kill, he does against Zed, but he's up against 3, and Reese plays this very smartly. Gets the kill, and with it the 6th round for Kingzzz, and after a slow start by them, looks like they finally arrived on the server, and 6th round on the T side. It's not shabby at all.
No, that's fairly solid, absolutely, especially if you consider that is the map pick of Red Instinct. So
Yeah.
Alex and his team, they are fighting to take, well, basically Red Instinct's chance of bringing it to a 3rd map, I guess.
Yeah, I do agree. I guess a lot of it comes down if Kingzzz managed to take home the pistol round on the 2nd half. If so, I really can see them just starting on a roll, get round after round, and just closing it out very fast. On the other hand, obviously the same could happen if Red Instinct take it home. There we go. 2nd half of the 1st map. 2 flashes in the hands of Chaz. I suppose it's going to be a pretty fast A push with those 2 flashes. There we go. 5 players. No one threw outside. Recall is already out. But Alex and Reese finds the first 2 frags. Mericinio is here as well. It's a 3 versus 2, and Mericinio is not spotted on side. Gets another one. Zed and Reese now against Chaz. There we go. And we heard the team just crying. This was a very important round for them. Zed finds the kill in the end.
Really cool. Felt like that CT on top of Hut on A side was a little bit too unkillable.
Yeah.
Just taking up a couple of seconds too long, and therefore leaving the door wide open for Kingzzz to shut down the push. Ixreal, no chance to make it even to the vent. Alex holding down Mouse one with that MP9. Feels like a fire rate of over 9,000.
Probably is.
I wouldn't know.
Zed gains a lot of information with this push, but he's also very exposed with his M4. He finds the first frag,
Oh, go for the re-peek. I don't think he spotted player in
Regan is here.
radio, but yeah, Regan on the flank, or on the push, you should rather say.
Ways, gets Kingzzz, and with it, Kingzzz bring it back to just 1 round's difference. I gotta say I didn't like that push from Sen at all. Alone with the M4.
I was getting slightly nervous.
Yeah.
That can backfire immensely, but the momentum kind of is starting to shift, and you do tend to risk pushes and moves that you might not do otherwise. Marisinha, good nade.
That's Kobe.
Regan, once again, he sees the flash go over his head and finds the first, finds the second. Can he go for a third one? Yes, he can. No, never mind. It was Alex.
Still, though, it's just X3 left, and Alex takes him out, and we're back even. It's 9-9, as close as it can be. Kingzzz starting their role, and Red Instinct really gotta be careful right now to not let them continue their pushes and just their fast rounds. As they're finally heading into a case. Good amount of utility, the outside smokes calm down. It's gonna be a full wall, but Regan playing hide and seek with the boys from Red Instinct, and he hasn't been found yet, which is a very bad sign as he finds Charles and he also finds Recalled. And X-Real finally puts an end to this, but they did lose 2 players in the process. Everything kind of slows down now.
And still, Kingzzz player, very good positions. Comes in out, makes his way through yard together with Dex. Pretty tricky to attack the A bomb side out of that position. Hence that even moving out of there, not really wanting to contest it, give up a free frag in a 2v1. So will much rather play retake on A, and I can absolutely and fully get behind that decision.
I do agree with you as well. Kingzzz now on Heaven. They do get the A-bomb side, as we already said. Oh, he spotted 1 player. Said though, he is ready and actually gets the kill on towards Kingzzz. And for the first time in this grand final, Kingzzz take the lead with a 10-9. Sending Rins back into another eco round. We see the Mac-10s coming up. They do know they in desperate need of some rounds.
Yeah, and almost comical timing really from Alex moving onto that A-bomb side. It was quite way too long as the rush comes through Alex on side. Will be Regan set, and Alex, all 3 of them combined, deal with the push, and now the Kingzzz player are starting to feel real good about themselves.
Yeah, you can also hear them just shouting out after every round win they get. They do push themselves up, and this really is the spot where they shine, right? When they're in their elements and they're just pushing in and just rushing in, getting the kills. You really don't want to face them right now. We see Red Instinct very defensive. They're set up, waiting for any pushes. On the other hand, Kingzzz not doing anything. Merisino gets the first one outside. There's a big gap in that smoke.
Well, that's a bit of a tough mistake to make. If you do it on purpose, that's one thing. But if you lay the smokes down just like that, you certainly shouldn't walk past it. Alex with the second one, set, completely blind, still finding Recalled.
And Charles actually gets 2 kills with that Molotov, but Regan is here with the double kill. Beautiful spray down by him, taking the round back for Kingzzz, as I was about to say. Charles with that double kill and the Molotov nearly gives Kingzzz kind of a headache on that A-bomb side.
Certainly 1 or 2 too many to lose to a Molotov. It shall not matter. Kingzzz is the only one without a weapon in hand. Red Instinct are taking a lot of nade damage early on. Maricinho still in a fight with the player on top of silo. Changes angle, changes position, takes another fight, calls for support outside. Will get it.
He actually gets a second, might even get a third. No, he just is there. X3 gets one as well. 3 versus 3. Positions are known for the Red Instinct players, though.
There was still a Molotov on Secret, so Alex not yet able to find a piece of the action.
And Risk finds a lot of information. I guess they do expect him to go towards the B bomb site now, since he hasn't seen anyone outside. There we go, X-Real. Still in a fight. Alex did find him.
And Alex instantly moves back towards the bomb site. Closer to his ball where he can be off relevance. And Zed finds one but missed the second one. That dropped down into the van and onto the B bomb site. Now the bomb should be able to get planted. As long as Alex doesn't run in right away, he doesn't, but still finds the planter in Jazz.
And with just X-Ray left against 3, it's going to be very hard for him. Kingzzz already on site. The fake comes in. And X-Ray has been spotted. Risk gets the kill and brings Kingzzz up to 13 rounds. Just 3 more rounds to take home the first map of tonight's game. Of this grand final, of course. Quick look on the scoreboard. We see Rigon leading with 24 kills, followed by Shaz on the Red Instinct side with 19 kills.
Yeah, Rigon certainly once again showing what he's worth. And obviously tries to live up to the expectation that you set for him. Calling him probably the best Swiss player as of right now.
Yeah. I love this angle by Maricinho. Very defensive. Just looking for any Red Instinct players to move down Secret. As Kingzzz, they gain a lot of information, pushing towards the pre-A bomb side. Now they know where the action is happening. X-Ray gets 2 players. As Zed is fully flashed right now. Doesn't quite find the frag yet. But Rigon is here. Takes down Dexon. Still though, the B-bomb site is occupied by the terrorists now.
Out it is, and Rigon quick switches out away from his rifle there for just a second. I do believe that cost Zed his life, but as it turns out, we are finding ourselves in a 1v2 from Zed. Bomb has been planted, so all he needs to do is keep them off the defuse, but Risk with the trade takes him down, and that's going to be yet another one for Kingzzz. Moving up to 14 already. That is only 2 rounds away now from first map win. And that is on Red Instinct's map pick, mind you.
That is so true. And it just looks like Kingzzz have finally arrived. Red Instinct can go for another buy, but not too much utility compared to what they want to have. Maybe another A push. Zed is ready, he gets Dexon and recalled, pushing through that smoke. Now he's even pushing them back. Goes through that south,
Actually
but
walks it.
oh, that is so much information gained by him. Risk gets 2 players on ramp. It's just Shaz left. Risk finds that kill as well. 15 round for Kingzzz.
How confident do you need to be? Zed just moving into a hail of bullets and pushes into lobby.
Six map rounds now coming up for Kingzzz, and the money on the Red Instinct side looks not too good. We have 2 Mac 10s and the Galil, and look at Risk. He's so confident. He doesn't find the kill though. recalled, able to take him down, and instantly we see 3 players for Kingzzz moving towards the B bomb side.
Yeah, Risk instantly gets punished for that aggression, actually. Could have worked out brilliantly had he just stopped slightly further back. This way now, Red Instinct, they do make their way towards L and up into the A bomb side from a very untypical angle. Won't find much resistance though, as Regon and Mirisinho are the last standing. Regon can't really decide on a target and will fall, as will Mirisinho quickly after.
Still though, 5 map points for Kingzzz. Risk able to buy another AWP. I guess he's gonna go for it. There we go. Little bit of blocking going on. Doesn't really matter though. Or does it? Kingzzz very fast. Red Instinct very fast towards that door. But no one pushing out due to that Molotov. Smoke following immediately. Regon gets X-Rail outside. And Risk, what a shot against Yaz. 5 versus 3 right now, although Regon is very low on HP. Does find another one though, it's just recalled left, together with Dexum now. And the CTs, they have all the information they need. Look at Zed, he's already pushing in from behind.
Yeah, Kingzzz, they don't let go of the W key as of right now. They just want that information. They want to find the terrorists and they want to finish that first map of the night.
Zed gets the kill against Dexum, and now Yaz is here as well. And with that, Kingzzz in a beautiful fashion take home the first map. First has been a little bit tricky for them, losing the first few rounds, getting down on the T side, but in the end it works out brilliantly for them. Regon on top of the scoreboard, as we all expected, and a big win so far for those guys.
Yeah, it took them quite a while to actually find their groove, find kind of their pace. But once they did, they kept rolling.
Yeah.
And that was kind of when Red Instincts fell off their pace, and it really never looked quite as good from them after that. So good first map win, for sure.
Yeah.
And certainly well deserved, and now Red Instinct with quite a bit of a challenge ahead of them.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Great first map though, going really both sides. The beginning a little bit for Red Instinct, and now Kingzzz have taken up their lead with a 1-0. We're gonna have a short look at the bracket before we head into some kind of analysis phase to just try to tell you guys on what we saw on this map and what we think was the key point on how Kingzzz did actually win this one.
In the clouds, and I'll take it, yeah. Reminding myself
to my right side, the beautiful looking, usually League of Legends casting, Don Rigoni. Welcome to the CS desk.
Thank you very much. I can already feel some different vibes and energy going on here, even behind the scenes. And I'm, of course, very honored to be here and to fill in this role for once, not as a League of Legends analyst, but as a CSGO one instead. And what a game that was. I got to witness it right in the middle in front of our big stage here. It was pretty incredible experience, to be honest. Like, you already mentioned it coming into this, it was the map pick from Red Instinct, but then kind of the question mark BM move from Kingzzz to opt for the T side first, maybe to bait them in a little bit or just like really show off their confidence. But at the beginning, it felt like Red Instinct, they really had their work cut out for them. They came out of the gate swinging. They took them down super confidently. The first 5 rounds, no problem. Then they dropped 1 round to their demise. But nevertheless, like even the 2 rounds they lost, which were like round 6 and 9, I think they also looked pretty strong. And they always managed to damage the eco from Kingzzz significantly. And then, like, I felt after that second map take, when they were still struggling and still knew they were at a disadvantage, that's in my opinion when you kind of felt the gears shifting a little bit, and they were like, okay guys, playtime's over. We gotta boost this up a level, and then they just swept them. They took 4 consecutive rounds, put them at 9 and 6, which is arguably not too bad, especially on a map like Nuke. And then yeah, the second half was a completely different story in my opinion.
Yeah, as you said, it took some time for Kingzzz to really get sound and groovy on the map, right? And I do think their T pick was just to maybe fight against nervosity a little bit. Yeah. Just because as a T you can just rush in, you don't need to hold the angles and just be very prepared, very focused already. And through that I think they might wanted to gain a little bit of an advantage. Didn't work out though, as you said, Rins was ready. And just because there are so many emotional players on the Kingzzz side, I feel like this has been the reason why at some point when it started rolling and going in on their side, they just started to sweep over Red Instinct and take round after round after round, because that's in the end, that's the Kingzzz we know, right?
Yep.
They feel confident, they look for the 1v1s, they don't really need their team play coming in at these stages, because they're just so confident and so aim heavy, they can win these 1v1s.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of said it. The key word there was kind of these emotions. Yep. You could really feel it, because for Red Instinct, they were kind of calm at every point of the game. But especially on the side of Kingzzz, in the beginning, it was like, you felt a bit of tension and really like, okay, this is not working too well. But then as they managed to gain momentum, you felt them, like the energy that started growing and growing, and them hyping each other up and really going for these clutch plays, to like double kills coming out from Rigon, and even someone like Shaz, who kind of played the game of his life here and tried to put everyone on his back, like couldn't even stand against them anymore. And from my perspective, what I felt like Kingzzz, they got a lot less plants in. They really went all aggressive and basically always on A side. What's like the strategy going into that? Why would they opt for like really these face-offs?
I think one big factor is especially looking for players you know you can take out, or you know you can get an entry, right? Because those bomb signs are usually way more vulnerable for your opponent, obviously. And the reason why they went towards the A bomb side, I feel like they knew Dexum hasn't been playing CSGO that much lately, and they just wanted to abuse that factor and really get him into a stressful phase where he might slip up, and this is exactly what sometimes happens.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say, for not playing that much CSGO, Dexum did a nice job. And I feel like going forward to the next few maps, Red Instinct need to just try to take it a little bit slower. Don't push too fast. Yep. Wait for Kingzzz to do a mistake, because if Kingzzz continues to play so confidently, they will push on either side.
Absolutely. I mean, you could tell in the second half, they were trying to kind of imitate what Kingzzz was doing to them in the first half. And then you start feeling like after 6-7 rounds, kind of doesn't really work out. Yeah. And they try to switch things up, but at that point it was already kind of too late, and Kingzzz had picked up so much momentum, and they just could pull it through until the very end. So the big task here coming into the second map of this grand finals will of course be for Rins to really focus, pull themselves together, try to really calm down, stick to what has worked for them, especially in the beginning, like really focus on their preparation, because I felt like that's the part they did well. And then really try and carry on with that momentum and not get out of the flow too fast.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
What's up Twitch, what's up HeroFest? Welcome back to the Swisscom Hero League Grand Finals. We just witnessed Kingzzz taking the lead in game number 1 and already putting Red Instinct on the spot for game number 2. Yeah, I would say we head into game number 2, and I'll give over to our two casters again. Please welcome with me Remo and Kairos. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reto. Indeed, Kingzzz did take down map number 1, and it's on Red Instinct now to take map number 2 if they don't want to give away this beautiful trophy to the Kingzzz players after that Dust 2 game that is about to come up.
Yeah, what a joy and pleasure it is to see the Kingzzz boys come alive on the server. Time and time again, you just can't get tired of it. Of course, Red Instinct, they started off pretty strong. A bit of a struggle later on. Now it is time for the second map, and that's where they have to get going yet again to keep themselves in this final. Of course, it is Dust 2, and it is the map pick of Kingzzz.
And we know why. Because they're very, very, very strong on Dust 2. And honestly, just looking at it on paper, do you see any chance for Red Instinct coming back on Dust 2?
I do see one. It's a slight one, but there is the argument that you could make of it being Dust 2 in general. Sure, Kingzzz are super strong on it, incredibly aim heavy. Of course, that absolutely plays into their cards. But Red Instinct are no slouches either. So they know how to play Dust 2. They know how they can control the game to play at their pace. And if they catch Kingzzz off guard here and there, and especially if they can take them down in these wild flanks that they are pulling off time and time again, especially on their CT side, then there might be a chance for them to run away with it and make it to map number 3.
I do agree with you, although it's going to be very hard, even if you play your A game on Dust 2 as Red Instinct, it's going to be a big fight against Kingzzz.
It's going to be massive, absolutely, no doubt about it. No, I'm not saying there is a good chance. I'm just saying there is a chance.
There is
really that's all I'm willing to take of a risk. So I'm super hyped for it. I really am looking forward to seeing them play once again on Dust 2, especially because it's such two different play styles coming out from these two teams, right? You got on the one side you got Red Instinct, very tactical, very methodical in their approach to a map, and on the other side. You got Kingzzz, and we've seen what they do. They are starting whatever. You got, for example, Regon buying an AK as soon as he can, right? Time and time again, not really worrying about anything. For economy, what is that? And he just goes for it. And once it actually starts working, that's when they are getting so incredibly dangerous. And it's super difficult to deal with that aggression, especially when they start pushing on the CT side as well, right? If they're playing T, then that's expected. You can set up for that. You're tried and tested in that, in dealing with it. But dealing with CT aggression, that's a whole other story. That's something that many players have trouble of dealing with, and they can't cope with it. And you got so much on your mind as a terrorist anyway, that needing to think about the CTs pushing you on any end of the map, really, that just makes it so much more difficult.
Indeed, and before we head into map number 2, once again, go on Twitter, go on your social medias, use the hashtag ESLSwiss, and you will appear right here in the studio. Obviously, also tag at ESLSwiss and at Swisscom_gaming. And on top of that, in the Twitch chat, you're able to win some awesome prizes, JBL Boombox, for example, or some ESL shop vouchers. So for everyone who paid attention at my beautiful ESL socks, you can win them or buy them as well with the voucher.
That's pretty rad.
You can win. So, yeah. Are you wearing them as well?
I'm not. Sorry. Yeah, I couldn't wait for it. I wore them yesterday.
You wore? Why?
I don't know. I was just hyped for today.
Okay.
I needed a little bit of action yesterday already. So in anticipation, I would say.
All right. Maybe you get a second pair next season.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Great. So we see the players just warming up. What does a break do to you as a player?
Well, in general, I get something to drink. I try to calm down, collect myself, gather some nerves again, and get ready to prepare for the next fight. That's hopefully what Red Instinct did.
All right. On the Kingzzz side?
Just relax, have a good time.
Do you feel like
keep the hype up.
Yeah, as I said, do you feel like it's breaking their momentum? Like a break like 15, 20 minutes?
I wouldn't assume so, especially not how that first map actually went down. Now, had they lost a couple of rounds towards the end, then yes, maybe they could be wondering how they are starting to crumble, but in the way they finished map number 1, no, absolutely not. There's no chance. They're still hyped and they're ready to go.
All right, we will see in some seconds actually as we head in game. It is obviously going to be dust to all new and shiny as well, kind of like a year old, as we will probably see Kingzzz starting on the T side, I suppose.
I should be able to tell you
that information.
Red Instinct actually is going to start on the T side.
Ooh, I like it. So this time it's Kingzzz trying to defend those A and B bomb sites, and Red Instinct trying to take out all the CTs or plant and successfully lets the bomb explode. And here we go. The players are ready. I'm looking at the players and try to see if they do buy any utilities. Actually, I think I saw Dexum with a smoke and 2 flashes. Yes, indeed, and recalled as well. 2 flashes. What do you make out of that?
Fast cat play, flashes against the players falling back onto long, but Alex not having any of it. He's making a stand, tries to fight for it. Tries to go both ways. In the end, it is a 2v2. Marisinha though, quick on the flank already, coming up short behind them. Forces them to take the fight on his terms. The T manages to drop down, but they should be able to fight them 2-1, but not gonna happen. Chaz with the chance, but Risk in the end turns out to be too good.
Yeah, that was pretty scary when they went down 1 by 1, giving him 2 1v1s in the end. I can see Chaz winning that round.
Absolutely, yeah. Could have been.
Yeah, but hasn't.
No, and good on them to do so. After all, they almost botched it up a little bit. Not exactly in sync, you could say, with that 2v1, but...
What a good read, though. Sending 3 players short at the beginning of the round. Like, directly at the pistol round, they had 3 players on short, able to build up a huge fight. In the end, go out with a 2v2, and then taking it home, so...
It's also a bit of a statement, really, early on, right?
Yeah.
They are ready to take those fights. They're not going to be pushed around the map, and they're here for the fight, not for the long tactical and deceitful plays.
Definitely. We do see Red Instinct heading into a full eco round. There's no one bought anything really. It's just the Glocks.
1 single flash out middle. Try to take a fight close.
Probably. We see 2 players moving down.
Could be Regan being overrun there in a second. There is the flash.
Oh, Alex is here. Beautiful by him. Gets the 4K and with it saves Regan.
Yeah, lovely bait and switch there between Regan and Alex. One pulls the focus, the other one sweeps in, takes the kills. That's exactly how you play Counter-Strike.
Nice team play. But we do see Red Instinct now able to buy up. Charles already has an AWP and 4 AKs.
And a very heavy A presence there coming through from Kingzzz. Red Instinct though, not necessarily known for their aggressiveness. And therefore, Kingzzz will have all the time they need to reposition themselves back into a somewhat standard setup. Mid-flash comes through, no one really to follow up. And Regan already again moving into a very aggressive position here in middle. Even risks it to move through that smoke, catches Chaz completely off guard. Recalled, luckily for them, ready for the trade.
Yeah, but Zed has a lot of information towards A long, might even push in from behind.
Yeah, I was just waiting for that actually, watching it to the mini-map.
And now we see 1 player moving back towards the A-bomb side. Risk is here as well, ready with the scout for the very first contact. But look at Red Instinct, they do actually move back a bit.
It feels like they are anticipating a push, but the push is coming from long, and that might actually spell doom for Zed, but hits timing just perfect. Unfortunately, can't get a single frag off of it.
Yeah, and with that A long is open, and Red Instinct do know that they send 3 players immediately towards it, and just risk, really. And he's not, doesn't seem ready for it. He saw one player, he sees the second one. No damage coming out.
Oh, that's a terrible smoke for the long cross.
Doesn't matter though. Kingzzz gets the first, and now it's just Alex left with the AK.
Indeed. Put it past him. Still do quite a bit of damage here. Especially since Daxam and X3 are really low. But Daxam with the AWP certainly at the advantage.
And with that, we head into the fourth round. I think both teams are able to buy up now. Kinda.
Yeah, pretty much so.
Yeah.
On the CT side, it's only said. Push back onto a MP9. Not a terrible disadvantage. You can use it quite well and quite efficiently if you position yourself right.
Yeah, A-long control has gone in the way of Red Instinct, as they do send one player into pit. Everyone else will just move back and probably take some short control. Never mind. Alex, actually, beautiful flash, gets a 1v1 trade.
A bit of an overextend there from Alex, but he was committed with the wide swing. Reese whiffing a shot with the AWP. That should have been a pretty easy one. Said now, last man standing, MP9 in hand, and quite frankly, Red Instinct not even interested in taking that fight. They'll just run back to its B. Well, or at least they fake it. They must have spotted him on site though, right?
I guess so. Look at that, Set is actually...
Fake, it works brilliantly though. And quite frankly, I do understand what Sad's doing, right? He positions himself with the AWP in a way where either he has the advantage on them, or he's in a position where he can pretty comfortably save that AWP, go for a pot shot through the smoke, but I don't really expect him to try to retake here in round number 4.
Yeah, not at all. I guess he will just try to save that all for next round. Maybe take an exit frag or two if they try to push him, but I don't think Red Instinct is looking for another fight this round.
No, they're looking to build up bank here, first and foremost. Keeping 3 players alive, that's going to help you in the following rounds. As a rule of thumb, of course, if you don't lose more than 2 players, your economy is going to grow.
There we go. No fights anymore this round. The bomb explodes and Red Instincts bring it back to a 2-2. Nice shot by Alex there. Didn't find the second one, which really was crucial in this round. And Kingzzz, except for that AWP, going into an eco. Just one deagle in the hands of Rigon. Oh, they're just forced down. Never mind.
Well, not completely, but certainly they want something to support that AWP player instead. Or at least get a tag in here and there, and if you get a player close by, can be absolutely devastating. Rigon, perfect position. Spots a lot of players, and there we go, 3 tags coming through, and that's going to be 3 players of Red Instinct. Pretty low.
Yeah, Sad is looking fortified, obviously. Trying to get an entry and maybe also get them a weapon. So far it didn't work out though.
Now Kingzzz might be well advised to just commit to a bomb site and stack it. After all, that AWP can come in handy. Reese completely caught off guard, out of position, and now Sad has to deal with quite a few storming terrorists.
Misses the shots. Gets taken out by Recold, and with that it's just Mericinio left. He does a little bit of damage, but I don't think we'll be able to find that much more in this round.
I have to admit, I like Red Instinct's approach of kind of keeping them guessing where they actually are going to end up on, whether it's A or B.
Yeah, I do agree. And they also play it like very slow, very controlled. Not going out alone, just always trying to trade one and have someone ready to take the refrag if they lose the fights, actually. Which makes a lot of sense. We see another eco coming in. Marisinho, the only one with a scout. Everyone else on the Eagles. Red Instinct just continuing to push that A-bomb side.
Look at Risk. He just ran through middle.
Ooh. Oh, that is so spicy. He might actually find the timing.
Recalled. He doesn't trust that. Might have been Kingzzz calling. There was a gap there in the timing where a CT could have made his way up middle. And Marisinho with the scout on A side.
Risk does this so smart because they have like 3 players on the A-bomb side. He knows if they go...
He hears that.
Oh, yes, he does.
He hears them rotating off, for sure. They might even find Kingzzz unexpected.
And Alex now needs to be ready. No player so far moved towards the B-bomb side. Jazz is selling a lot of information there. But obviously these information are wrong as the B push is about to come in. Is Alex ready? Smokes. Now the rotations come in. Alex gets a nice Deagle headshot. Doesn't quite find the second yet. There we go. He gets the second. But Kingzzz takes him out finally. Still though, Rigon is on side and he gets the first kill against Kingzzz. He gets the second one as well against Dexum. It's just Charles left against 3 and somehow, somewhere, this round just went down for Red Instinct. And it was probably at the point where Alex decided to put on his Deagle and get 2 very nice entries.
Yeah, really cool positions being held there from the CTs. Now Shaz, of course, he needs to survive with that AWP, but nope. Marisinho finds him right around the corner. And Alex here, close by the exit of tunnels. Perfect position for some 1Ds. Rigon, how in the world can you spot that head over there? I don't know, but that's why I'm talking about it, and he's doing it on the server.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Marisinho attacks Xreal towards middle. Xreal is so fast though. Not out yet. Now the Molotovs come in. Rigon is getting pushed away from his short position.
Double AWP setup for the CTs. Marisinho as well as Risk having one in hand.
Red Instinct once again very slow.
Finally they find the courage to push through mid doors. Good for one, but so far that's all they're going to get.
3 versus 3 right now, and Risk has good positioning towards A-Long, misses his shot though against Shaz. And it's his turn now. Doesn't find the body through the smoke. Risk, he's probably aware of the push coming in. It's flashed away. Oh, and that could be...
Boost about to come in.
Boost, yeah.
What a smoke. That was an additional smoke from the T's. Felt like the exact counter to that boost. And recalled. Playing whack-a-mole. So far, not getting lucky. As Shaz takes another one out of the game. And Marisinho falls as well. Risk the last one to hit the ground, and that's going to be another round for Red Instinct.
Yeah, nice push towards the A-bomb side. Risk didn't find the first few frags there. And with the smoke coming in, effectively denying that boost, Red Instinct was able to easily plant the bomb and then play the retake beautifully. Now we have a pulse coming in. I guess it's a technical one. Kingzzz is forcing up. So yeah, we talked about Kingzzz being really strong on this map. What's lacking so far for them? What do you think?
It's actually quite difficult to pinpoint it. I felt like twice now Risk was kind of caught off guard and out of position towards long. That certainly didn't help. For example, this very last round now. If he gets one early frag with the AWP and the support from his teammates comes in time, and he might even be good for 2, and that could be the round obviously easily for Kingzzz. it's minute details, really. And so far, of course, we didn't really see too much aggression coming out from Kingzzz either. Now, they are setting up for a triple tunnel push, but that obviously, once again, puts a lot of pressure onto Risk of holding off the players pushing towards A, right? Now, luckily, Red Instinct, they are incredibly patient in their approach, and actually, for once, gets Kingzzz here pretty much a free frag, holding very far back in T-spawn. Finds them pushing tunnels, and Regon now whiffing an AWP shot. That's exactly not what you want.
Zed is still here. He gets one back, but Dexum is ready. Dexum gets the third this round, and with it, Red Instinct move up to 5. Yeah, very uncharacteristic there.
Yeah.
What a shot by us.
Red Instinct really did a very good job at kind of isolating the AWP players, taking them out of the game, and once that orb falls, that's such a huge pressure alleviated from you. Jas with the shot, but he should be able to call one pushing tunnels. That's exactly the case. Xreal deals with him. And once again, we are going into a round with a man advantage for Red Instinct. Regon being caught off guard as well. Recalled, this time holding for the flank. And Reed's completely blind in middle, absolutely no chance for him either.
Someone clip that and make a video on how to play against anti-eco, because this was beautiful.
Lovely.
This play by Red Instinct. They're taking round after round. I wonder if there's gonna be a change of pace for Kingzzz coming up. Looks like Red Instinct prefers that A bomb site so far.
Good hit from Shaz through the double doors on a jumping Alex. Makes it very uncomfortable, leaving him on the B side. And the push towards B is coming through. Alex chucks at them whatever he has at his disposal. And they are indeed, for a moment, contained in middle. And that gives that... What in the world just happened? Zed and Risk just died to a molly, like, from full health?
Where was that?
That was behind the boost in CT spawn, I think. They must have felt pinned down there.
I have no idea what just happened.
Yeah, there they are. They boosted on the CT box, and apparently they were scared of running out of the Molotov, I guess. Or they legitimately got stuck.
Very unfortunate. 2v2 though, but the bomb has been planted. They still go for the retake though, it's just the bomb is already halfway down. Maricinho takes the lead.
There is still a chance. After all, no one actually crossed towards long, and that's going to be it. Is there time for the defuse? Yes, I do believe there is.
It's going to be so close.
It is going to be terribly close now.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate. Red Instinct do take the round. Sort of Maricinho with a nice double kill.
Interesting move to go for that retake in the first place. They had no time to go through long, so they had to commit onto the short retake. And weirdly enough, Red Instinct didn't feel like they needed to fall back towards long.
Yeah, and honestly though, it kind of feels like Kingzzz let it slip a little bit so far. Maybe that tilt factor coming into play soon.
I guess we'll see. As of right now, I'm not too worried. After all, we've seen them be down a couple of rounds on Nuke as well. Regon now, good hold initially. Can't connect on the second one, and that forces Kingzzz now to be wary of someone lurking in middle.
Zed still has control over A long, so they do kind of contain the T's towards short and middle.
Of course, the question is, what can Reese do on the side? Exactly nothing, that's your answer. And with a short plant, this round might be super tricky to retake. Oh.
They won't even go for it. They do actually. 3 versus 4. Alex moving up ramp. Zed gets the first one. Nearly finds the second one in the smoke. with Shaz. It's just Merisinho and Zed left. Zed gets another one. Merisinho actually with the Deagle getting the last kill, and with it brings back Red Instinct. Kingzzz obviously up to 4 rounds. Was that a jumping Deagle? No, right?
I didn't catch that. I'm still wondering why they didn't go for the short plant, actually.
I think they were scared someone pushing short, like immediately.
Right behind them, yeah.
Yeah.
That must be the case.
That
of course,
or
Kingzzz.
like a jumping CT, something like that.
Flashes over long. Reese finds the frag blind. Not going to be an issue. And
That's so.
Sad feeling adventurous. Regon as well. Both of them fall.
Reese doesn't really find the second frag through that smoke. Still a 2v2, 2-for-2 trade.
Another whiff Molotov. And Red Instinct, they have been in this situation already before. They did attempt to fake a rotate. Were successful with it, I believe, once or twice now. Will Kingzzz be caught off guard yet again? Smokes are going down. Merisinho pretty much neutralized. Well, actually, there is a slither of a gap in the smoke. So, if nothing else, he might be able to spot whether or not someone crosses towards the side. And that leaves us pretty much in a stalemate here between Kingzzz and Red Instinct for now.
Yeah, both teams waiting for any mistakes from their opponents to be made.
And
No
mind you,
movement.
all that Red Instinct has now to make it across that gap is a flashbang.
Or a nade.
Well, yes, but should be at least one frag for Merisinho, I would say.
Looks like the flash is about to come in. Shaz gets Merisinho actually towards CT. Risk immediately rotating towards A-Long. But look at the players from Red Instinct there. Shaz is ready for him. Waiting, and there we go. He gets the frag. It's just Alex left, and he has to do a lot of work to actually take back this round. Shaz gets the kill, and with it puts Red Instinct up to 8. And Red Instinct right now looking so strong.
Absolutely fantastic stuff coming out from Red Instinct here on Dust 2. And it certainly doesn't help the Kingzzz side. That Risk is somehow really struggling.
Shaz gets Regon. Didn't spot the second player moving towards pit though. Zed might catch him off guard. They do send another player in front. The X-Ray gets taken out by Zed. Zed might even be able to recover that AK. He gets the second kill. And even spots the third player. He wants more, but Kingzzz is ready to take him out.
Look at lower tunnels, look at lower tunnels.
Alex and Merisinho making the Deagles work, but Kingzzz so strong, and he even catches Reese off guard, pushing A-Long. What a round by Kingzzz, just shutting down all the pushes from Kingzzz. Beautiful display of skill by him. Oh, what a kill by Merisinho. Just 2 rounds left, and if we continue in this fashion, it's gonna be hard for Kingzzz to actually take home their own map pick.
The game's certainly not going the way they planned. ASUS ROG is being caught off while trying to push into the smoke. The Alex adjusts his spray, just in the nick of time, runs out of bullets, now needs to finish it off with the USP. Able to do so, flash buys him just about enough time to find, or at least to help Regon find the last frag.
Yeah, nice hold by him there. Taking out 2 players, even switching the weapon. Ready with the AK afterwards, buying a lot of time really for his teammates to rotate in. And with that, gets the 5th round for Kingzzz. We see a Deagle coming in for Kingzzz and Dexum, so the money certainly gone down for Kingzzz. X-Reed is just pushing out.
That was ambitious. Regon in position to continue the fight, but only good for 1. Now Alex's turn.
Charles is just moving to the A-bomb side, which is completely empty. Dexum.
Alex not expecting that. And Marisinho obviously with the AWP. Difficult task to retake, and that's going to be it. 10-5 as we finish the first half of Dust 2 between Red Instinct and Kingzzz. And so far, Red Instinct doing a fairly decent job, I have to say.
Yeah.
Looking very strong.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of unexpected, honestly, after what we've seen from Kingzzz throughout the season on Dust 2. So Kingzzz certainly, they might have found a way to play around those Kingzzz players and just to like not get a disadvantage from them looking for the fights by just playing it slow, let them come, let them do the mistakes.
Exactly.
And then just push one side all together,
Yep.
get the bomb down and just continue like it. Beautiful.
Yeah, very nicely coordinated so far from Reddings. Very, very thought through,
Yeah.
I have to say. And Kingzzz so far, their pushes, their aggression, it just couldn't pay off so far. Now, of course, on the T side, that might be a whole different story.
I do agree, and I feel like Red Instinct gotta be a little bit cheeky. Some pushes maybe from time to time. For now, it's just very slow play. Xreal takes down the beast in Regon.
And once again, a push by Regon, not really supported by anyone. So it is a high risk, high reward play. Sure, if you win that fight onto the CT player, you got a lot of real estate to play with. But if it doesn't work out, your team is going to be struggling. 5v4 man advantage for the CTs. And so far, not really much map control in the hands of Kingzzz. Just very sneaky position there, finds the first shot onto Marisinho. Spots two players pushing, and now Dexum even finds the flanking Reese. This is going to be it. Near perfect round coming through from Red Instinct, and that is looking very good so far.
What a shot by Charles there, taking out the first one, and then Dexum coming in from A-long, helping out his teammates. He also did very well to wait for that A-long player pushing in. And just like that, Red Instinct going up to 11, being able to buy up. We see 2 M4s actually.
Regon still not a big fan of saving. Brought down to $350. Full Kevlar and a Deagle, so he's going to be the point man and needs to bring the early damage. Find the rifle for his teammates.
Oh, they just moved back. Ah, they faked the sound cues. Beautiful one there. No one from Red Instinct rotating though.
Yeah, just not enough pressure really coming through. Now the hit is coming in, long player. Quite a lot of damage here. And just like that, once again, we have 5 players standing for Red Instinct. Not a single frag going the way of Kingzzz.
Very, very strange so far. I currently see Kingzzz player missing shots. I usually just look at and I think that's easy shots for them.
They should be.
First fire on though now.
Very aggressive take of a long there coming through from Red Instinct. I quite like that. Now Kingzzz, can they react accordingly? Fast push out middle. Shaso too fast and too much on point. Marisinho now needs to make things right. Taps away onto the long player. Just can't connect the shots, and that's only 2-man standing yet again for Kingzzz.
Regon leading the charge. He gets one. Is that enough? Risk gets one as well, but dies in the Molotov. It's Xreal and Dexum now versus Regon. And I guess Regon will go and look for that first 1v1. Might find it. Sees the legs of Dexum there. Knows both players are down on CT now. Gets the first one. Doesn't quite get the second one so far. Now he gets it. Beautiful headshot on towards Dexum. And with it, takes the back ring Kingzzz. 1 round.
Yeah, brilliant position. Top of the box. Manages somehow to find 2 1v1s. And with the headshot angle, of course, certainly at an advantage with the AK. Makes it work against 2. And Kingzzz now on 6.
Red Instinct still able to buy up one more round. So this one is very important for both teams, actually. He's really about to face off 2 players towards middle. Finds the timing to get Maricinho. Just like that, Kingzzz again on a disadvantage. Recall still has a lot of control towards long. Regon is about to challenge him. Will he be ready for that angle though? It looks like he is, but Recalled quick on the trigger.
Such a cool spot. And if you win your first fight, you can just drop down right behind you into pit.
Yeah.
And your teammates can throw supporting flashes. Good frag from Dex, and what a shot onto set. Almost underneath the smoke.
Just Risk left, and he's about to face 4 players.
Time for a highlight clip?
Probably. He needs it. Dex making sure he's not getting drawn into a 1v1 there. Waiting for his teammate, but Risk, what a shot against Recall. Now 2 players are pushing up ramp. Dex gets the kill. And the 13th round for Red Instinct, which also means he's putting Kingzzz back into a pistol round. Just looking at their economy, it's not that good. Set still though. Go for the AK. They buy it down.
Not that good is a bit of an understatement. Single AK and a couple of deagles. 2 flashes to go with it. That's all they get.
Maricinho missing the shots. Nice try though.
A fast push onto short. They did spot 2 players towards long, I believe. But the timing has come and gone for the fast cat play. And now Red Instinct already set up quite nicely again. One in Goose, X-Real. I do believe did spot the player going to CT. Set with a nice shot, and Regon to follow it up with one of his own. Shaz on the distance. But still.
Kingzzz is aware of the player in CT. Yes, he takes him out. 2v2 now. As they are about to merge together to go in as one force. Never mind, Regon finds the kill. Shaz now knows where the last player is. Sadly, is he aware though? He gets the headshot, but not the kill. So far, Regon makes it happen and takes down Shaz with a beautiful deagle shot. And with it, brings Kingzzz up to 7 rounds. What a play by him.
How unfortunate is that for Shaz? He heard the dink through the box, thought he had that fight won. Unfortunately, obviously couldn't connect afterward. And Kingzzz, at least for now, keeping themselves in the game and still in contention for a quick 2-0 finish. Shaz needs to hightail it out of there. Good hit onto Reese. Now needs to stay alive.
Molotovs and smokes coming in. Maricinho gets the first one, gets a second one. The Regon makes a quick process with Kingzzz. Maricinho still fighting the pusher towards short, but there's no taking him out this round. Kingzzz slowly but surely finding their way back into this game.
Yeah, Maricinho absolutely shutting down the Red Instinct flank there coming out. Over from B. Picks them off one after another. 3 kills go his way. ASUS Kingzzz slowly but surely are starting to mount the comeback. Alex once again super fast and dances around Recalled. In the end falls to a USB. Now that's going to be annoying. But Maricinho makes things right again. Last 2 players for Red Instinct are sitting pretty over towards long. Risk already hunting them down. Not quite connecting, and Kingzzz finds one.
And with
as well as Dexon.
With those 2 kills, they actually might find 2 weapons as well. And might actually go for the retake here.
There is a chance.
One player very aggressive towards the truck. Dexon doesn't quite find the kill against Marisinho, and with it loses this round. That was funny. Nice angle by Seth there.
Yeah, Marisinho just staying alive. Too long for the CTs to have any impact towards the end of this round. And so far, sure, Red Instinct, they have been looking very good. But Kingzzz, they're starting to come alive here.
That's what I want to talk about with you. Kingzzz, the last few rounds, starting to crawl back, and each and every time we see Kingzzz take 3 to 4 rounds in a row, we know what's about to happen.
Yes, but Red Instinct sitting pretty already on 13 rounds. 1 or 2 straight rounds where Kingzzz mess up, and we can find ourselves on Inferno.
Well, 1 or 2 rounds Red Instinct mess up, and it's 13-13.
True.
So it's staying interesting here. It looks like the B push is coming up real fast, actually. Kingzzz is stopping it, though, with a Molotov.
I hate bashing players, but I just wanted to note that on round 23, Reese is sitting at 4 kills. What do you make of that?
He might not feel that confident.
Probably not.
Well, the thing is, he...
Oh, what an 8.
Oh, that's beautiful. Gets re-scanned. Yeah.
But he's very unlucky, isn't he?
Yeah, yes. I don't know. Maybe he just, like, his confidence just went blooming after, I don't know, the first few missed shots towards A-Long.
Could be.
You gotta say, though, they kind of target him in a lot of rounds as well. Or they did, at least, on the T side. Like, pushing that A-Long with smokes, with a lot of nades.
Yeah, he most certainly took the brunt of the Red Instinct aggression early on. X-Real now. Flashes for himself, up high, takes the fight towards short, but Marisinho too sure in his aim as we go back into a 3v3, and that is still very much doable. Now, I do want to see Seth move over towards long. Nicely done, I like that. After all, bomb has been planted for his position, and every single one of the CTs is moving through short.
It's gonna be hard. Here comes the flash and the push. Marisinho, as well as Alex, they just need to take down at least one. They do so, it's just Seth left. He has prime position on the bomb. He's expecting the player from CT somehow. He saw the defuse, and is he just going for the defuse? No. He's moving away, and he gives Seth the round. And with that, Kingzzz are double digits, and it's gonna be very interesting because we see Red Instinct moving into an eco round.
Pistol buy, maybe? I do think they have around 3k on most players, yeah, so we do see a couple of pistols coming through. Shaz, obviously, saved AWP. That could be an absolute lifesaver. After all, Shaz still having a really, really good game. 24 kills to his name.
Kingzzz very fast towards A-Long. Risk is still lower. Kind of lurking. Waiting for any pushes.
Ooh, nice movement there from Risk. Avoids Kingzzz spotting him. And Dexon, not quite sure what he was shooting at.
Very slow round so far. Kingzzz, certainly they don't want to do
Oh,
any
flank
mistake.
from Jazz.
Oh my god. He doesn't shoot.
Oh, that, okay.
Gets the kill in the end, but just one as the T's are now pushing towards the A-bomb side. X-Real though. Prime position for him, but Recon is allowed to take out his AK and just instantly delete him. It's just Shaz left. 12 HP going towards A-Long, where is...
Yeah, he's not going to save that up, is he?
I don't know. No. Marisinho says no. 11-13. It's all but over.
Absolutely. Now that AWP, of course, has been picked up. Risk will wield it once again.
Oh, Regan, look at him. He's so fast towards middle. He's just moving out. There we go. Out he is.
Oh, no focus to its left. Recall gives up his position, and now he certainly won't be surprised anymore. Regan not only smokes CT, but puts a Molotov behind it as well. Recall under a lot of pressure here. Over towards B together with... Who was that? That would be Dexon. His brother in arms. But Kingzzz, they fall off.
Yeah, look at Marisinho. He finds a
Call here,
completely free A bomb site.
Yeah, very nice mid-round call. Regan still being annoying and a nuisance towards middle. Even makes it out alive once again. And the remaining CT in Kingzzz has been found in CT. Had a chance to win that fight against Marisinho, but as we hear the screams come through from Kingzzz, the boys over there are coming alive again as they close the gap most likely here in round 26. They are up against a couple of pistol Steagles, P250s, CZ in there, just for good measure. I like it.
Yeah, and Kingzzz have been activated. Look at that. Fast push again towards long. One player just covering middle. This is perfect as Xreal.
Alex is holding the bomb. He just dropped it off.
Yeah, Xreal just found the beautiful timing.
Oh, and all the terrorists are contained in that double door and a long area. This is doable.
Oh, he gets just one. Xreal survives.
He just made it out of there with an AK.
Yeah. Just steal the AK and get away with it.
That's what you call a hit and run. Jazz
goes
goes absolutely unchecked and somehow can't connect enough eagle shots. Almost gets a reload in, but that's all to the road for the CTs. As Xreal with that stolen AK, last man standing. Not for much longer though, as Kingzzz indeed will equalize on 13-13.
Yeah, Charles once again not quite hitting his deagle shots in the beginning. Does take one kill though. He was even allowed to reload there and get one more shot off. And Xreal already tagged low, 5 HP for him.
Oh my goodness, Dexon.
Fatality.
Shot only on timing and instantly connects onto Zed.
Obviously the AWP his weapon of preference. Charles though has something to say about that as well, as he's mainly playing the AWP now for Red Instinct.
I like that. He's re-aggressed towards long and Alex is completely caught off guard by that flash. Absolutely no time to go off. And Marisinho has been left alone by his teammates. They already started to fall back. And now, between a rock and a hard place, they will be struggling to find an opening anyway on the map.
He's trying to find something through that smoke. He's now all alone against 5 CT players.
Now keep in mind, Red Instinct's economy is fairly low. So every frag found could be impactful, but Risk unfortunately not finding anyone.
Yeah, 14-13. We do have ourselves a very close game. Both teams able to buy up again. CT is continuing with their double AWP setup, as it has worked out last round. A lot of aggression towards A-Long. Kingzzz though, they decide to not take it, just wait a little bit more. Now they go out. A beautiful switch of positions here for Red Instinct. They do lose A-Long control, but they do get a short for it.
Interesting triple stack over towards the B side, so they most certainly had a read of the terrorists making their way most likely over to that side of the map. Indeed though, it all comes differently and the A-take is in full swing. As said, finds the first fight, but will lose it. And Shaz successful against Regan as well. Risk finally with a frag for the T's, but it might be just a little bit too little too late. Marisinho very much aware. And now 3 CTs coming through short. Risk can't hit the flick. Ooh, what a shot by Risk on Kingzzz though. And that now makes it absolutely possible to still win it.
Yeah,
40 seconds. If Red Instinct can't hold back and give him a 1v1, which is likely as of right now since they completely split, there is certainly still a chance for Risk, albeit a slim one, sitting on 6 HP. Now certainly isn't the time to whip an off shot. Needs to connect on both these players instantly.
He has a grasp about that long player. He nearly got the shot off there, but Recalled is here to give Red Instinct 2 map points to bring it back into a 1-1. And just like that, Kingzzz now under a lot of pressure. Not too much money. They do need to win this round, and as we kind of expected already, a pause is coming up.
Risk could theoretically go for a glass cannon AWP.
Well, he don't.
If he so chooses to. But either way, Kingzzz certainly now under pressure. Only 1 round to go for Red Instinct.
Yeah, and imagine Red Instinct winning this one. Psychology-wise, this is huge for them. They could go into a 3rd map knowing they did something right, and we can see a lot of discussions going on the Kingzzz side. Certainly not all too happy about their performance so far. Still though, it's not over yet.
Interesting split action all across the map. B side under attack as well as Alon, but a sea of Molotovs are holding Regon back.
Oh, and this is so cheeky by Chaz.
Beautiful re-peek there on long. Oh, and Zed whiffs his one-way smoke. How unlucky is that? Do you know that, man?
Yeah.
Good.
Imagine. I know something.
Yes. Mind blown.
For V3. Red Instinct does have the advantage. Still 2 orbs. And we all know how orbs are perfect in a trading 1-for-1. Which would be enough. As Kingzzz now move back, looking to take a long look at the CTs. They're all stacked up towards middle. Just waiting for any pushes, and probably already decided to retake the A-bomb site. 1 smoke on Risk. And this one needs to be perfect because there are 2 orbs waiting on CT for them. Looks like the smoke is fine. There's a small gap. They do need to move. Finally they do. Kingzzz gets Risk through the smoke. It's just Alex and Zed left. Molotov comes in towards side, and that's a perfect one. There's so little time for Alex to actually plant the bomb. He gets taken out, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a map number 3 as Red Instinct take Dust 2 in a beautiful manner. And Kingzzz certainly need to go through the books again if they want to continue their performance like they did on Nuke. We love it. I hope you love it as well. I'm so looking forward for a map number 3.
Absolutely, what a storyline. I said there was a chance. I said it was a slim one, but my God, did they deliver.
Yeah, and as we already said, like that change of plan, playing slower, not looking for the 1v1s, but maybe something like 3v1s and stuff like that, did work out.
Yep.
They made Kingzzz crumble, especially on their CT side, and then in the end were able to take it with a very small margin, but they did take it.
Small margin, big margin, it doesn't really matter. In the end, after all, they did win the 2nd map, and we will indeed go to Inferno for the decider. I'm hyped for it. I'm absolutely loving it.
Same here. We will go into a short break before we come back to the analysis desk. So don't go anywhere. It's just about 10 seconds.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, and with that, we're back here for the analyst desk. We did a quick swapperoo here, as this time I'm joined by my dear Kairos here. And what a game that was. Absolutely incredible performance here coming out from Red Instinct. I mean, we knew coming into this, Kingzzz are pretty much favored, although Red Instinct are, of course, the reigning champions here, back-to-back titles for them, and they, of course, want to defend their crowns, while Kingzzz will try to grab it. But yeah, this is just like, I think the name of the game kind of was a pull the rope. This was so much back and forth here. That's such great momentum coming into this. I loved how they adapted to what really was the problem on Nuke. They played it a lot slower, they were a lot more structured, and they got ahead super quickly. They carried that momentum all the way through until like round 17 or so, when they were at 13 points.
Yep.
And then, like, I'd say on the back of especially Rigon's performance, who clutched it out like 2 rounds, which they absolutely needed at that point, because without it, it could have been over a lot quicker, a lot less potential for slip-ups. That can always happen, of course. But then again, they adapted. They really were like, okay, yeah, Rigon, he's starting to play a little cocky. He's going for those aggressive plays. He's looking for those 1v1s. He wants to show off those skills. And they just had the firing squad lining up there and be like, okay, we take you down. And then again, we're going to take it slow, methodically, play it out cleanly, and really punish them for their over-aggression.
Absolutely spot on. Couldn't agree with you more. It's beautiful to see how they adapted in the first place, right? I've pointed it out in the last map. They were called out quite often by aggressive flanks from Kingzzz, not only on T side, but obviously also on their CT side with pushes, aggressive pushes. They completely shut that down early on their T side. They were set up very well. Kingzzz couldn't really play their game, their pace for, well, basically until it was too late in the end, as it turned out, right? 13 rounds they were up already before Kingzzz actually even started to get moving. Now, sure, we all know it. We have seen it on the last map. Once Kingzzz get moving and get rolling, they roll with the punches, and they can be so incredibly hard to deal with. And mind you, they brought it back to a very decent scoreline.
Absolutely.
More than decent, actually. Yeah. They almost brought it back, and how absolutely devastating would it have been for Red Instinct to actually give away that map too? It would have been completely gutting. They set themselves up so very well, and in the end, pulled themselves together one last time. And as I've stated during the game already, if you're on 13 rounds, it's just minor details that need to go wrong, or for you, right, to bring it across the line, right?
That's true, but nevertheless, we have to stress, like, this was Kingzz's game. This is their map. This is the map they've been performing so incredibly well on, and where they usually have the upper hand. And I feel, to me, especially judging by their previous performance on Nuke again, they really prepared for this. They they were like aware. Okay, we're surely gonna see the Dust 2 coming out, and we analyzed their play. We're ready for it. We punish them if they push aggressively through those smokes. We're ready for it, and we can actually match up to them. And in the end, it worked incredibly well. Even though Kingzzz, of course, they're all incredible players, and they clawed it back and really tried and tried and tried. And then it kind of felt like, okay, they're losing a bit of their confidence that they gained on the side of Red Instinct. But then in the end, it was like that final explosion, that final, those last resorts they really pulled out and dragged it across the finish line. Because in the end, it looked, once again, for those last like 2 rounds, they looked pretty confident once again. They were like thrown off a bit, but then managed to bounce back eventually, and I think deservedly so take Dust 2 here.
Absolutely. It certainly helps as well if you got a player like Jas with the AWP, an absolute monster performance by him. And he kept up with the superstar on the Kingzzz side with Rigon, frag-wise, you know. And of course that paired together with the fact that, for example, Risk on over towards A, defending Kingzzz side, he was just not finding any way into the game. And if you have obviously players that basically can keep up with you, and albeit one player falling off for only one map, this can make all the difference, right? I think 3/4 through the game, Risk was still sitting under, I don't know, what was it, 7 or 8 kills or something like that. So, and that definitely shows you still how competitive Kingzzz can be, even if one of their players is not performing to the expected level.
Absolutely.
But in the end, this time around, it just wasn't to be.
Absolutely so, and with that we are of course ready to soon head into the final map to determine who will be the CSGO champion here of Season 4 in the Swisscom Hero League powered by ESL. And let's see whether Kingzzz can really up to their role as the big names here, as the big favorites, or whether Red Instinct can defend their titles, take this momentum from stealing away or just taking confidently away Dust 2 here and carry this momentum through into the last game. We'll see you right after a break.
Welcome back HeroFest, welcome back Twitch, welcome back to the Swisscom Hero League Grand Finals. We just witnessed Red Instinct equalize on Dust 2 to a 1-1, and now it all comes down to map number 3, which is going to be DE Inferno. I wish you guys the best of fun in this last game of our grand final. So this game is going to be deciding our champions of this season number 4. As always, I'm leaving you in the very competent hands of my 2 casters for this last game of the grand final, Remo and Kairos.
Thank you very much, Reto, and phew, what a game it has been so far. Red Instinct actually managed to take it down into the last map, and Inferno really is open now, right?
Absolutely, wide open. I can't start to describe how incredibly awesome this whole storyline of this final is.
Yeah.
It's fantastic to see, of course, Kingzzz brawling it out on Nuke, actually taking the map off of Rins. Now they actually having the composure and the calmness to come back on Dust 2 and taking the fight to the Kingzzz side as well. Now Inferno, wide open game. I even if I wanted to, I couldn't really tell you where the advantage exactly lies, because it's such an interesting proposition, right? Yeah. You have, on the one hand, you have Kingzzz with players that can literally stroll onto a bomb site, open up, getting 1 or 2, maybe even 3 kills, and the round's over. And there will be nothing that Red Instinct can do against it. On the other hand, Inferno in general, if you look historically at the map, it is quite a tactical one. You need to have your smokescreen, you need to have your utility, and you need to be absolutely ready with very early rotates if you want to stay in positions where you actually can outmaneuver the terrorists as a CT. So I couldn't be happier to see Inferno right now.
Yeah, Inferno certainly a very good fit to it, actually. I also think it kind of comes down to the fact if Kingzzz managed to just keep it together again, like just completely forget the second map, forget that you lost it, and just go towards Inferno with a new mentality, new energy, new positivity, and just play it as you always did, and just gain that confidence back, especially Risk, right? Yeah. Who's been lacking that confidence on Dust 2. And I wonder if they're able to do that. If they do, hands down, they're the winners, and rightfully so. They've earned it. On the other hand, if they just continue in the same fashion and Red Instinct take them home, then Red Instinct kind of has like, they've had one winning condition, and they've used that one, which rightfully would give them the title as well.
Absolutely.
So, open game. We have no idea who's going to win. Maybe you guys have, and if you do, let us know. Go on Twitter, use the hashtag ESLSwiss, and tag Swisscom_gaming as well as at ESLSwiss, and tell us what you think. If you're a Kingzzz fan, if you're a Red Instinct fan, or if you're just here for the big party of CSGO, which we have, obviously.
Well, in that case, you're at the right spot.
That's true, yeah.
What a final it is.
Yeah, I quickly checked Twitch, and we were at around 4K viewers, so make sure we pump that up to 5K. That would be awesome. On the other hand, as well, since there are 4,000 people here, make sure to check out the chat, because there are some awesome giveaways. You can win a JBL boombox, as well as some ESL vouchers. And let me reassure you, the ESL shop is quite awesome actually, and has some quite awesome merchandise you can buy or get for free with the voucher.
You could also win a portable printing machine.
Seriously?
Yeah, pretty awesome.
So you're telling me I could print out the lineups right at the caster desk?
For example. Or you could start taking selfies and print them out, sign them, and hand them out to the crowd.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. So if someone wins it and doesn't want it, I'll take it. So, Inferno, what will we see in terms of Kingzzz? Do you think they will go at it very aggressive again, or rather slow? Because I feel like on Nuke, when they went at it with a rather slow pace, but a little bit more coordinated, just taking room step by step, it felt way better in their regards.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, well, least of all, after Dust 2 now, where most certainly Kingzzz envisioned that map to go down quite differently, I would say. And I do believe still their strength is aggression. Yeah. Their strength is being quick on the trades, being ready for fights against multiple people, and coming out on top of it, of course. Problem is now, Red Instinct, they apparently have found a way to deal with it. And they've displayed this marvelously over on Dust 2, right? They've completely shut down any CT aggression coming out from Kingzzz. They were ready for the flanks. They were ready, in general, for whatever Kingzzz tried to throw at them, at least over the majority of rounds. Sure, there was still cool highlight clips from the Kingzzz players. Rigon had a monster game once again, no doubt about it. And if he can pull that off on Inferno as well, it could be even more difficult for Red Instinct to find success than on Dust 2, for example. Because, and I said it before, rotations are very long. Yeah. It is difficult to react to whatever's happening on the map if you don't have a solid read beforehand. So information is going to be key. Delay plays are going to be key. And in general, positioning the right amount of people at the right spots.
Yeah, and I do believe as well that Banana and Apartments, key spots for this map, obviously, anyways. But I kind of get the feeling whoever controls these areas better will, in the end, come out on top. Because I can imagine Kingzzz going like very slow towards a certain threshold and then pushing the trigger and just going onto the side very aggressive. Yeah. And that might be a solution for them to take down Rins. Now, the players are about to be ready, and Kairos, I'm still going to do it. I don't know about you, but I'm going to do it. Your prediction?
Red Instinct is going to take it.
All right.
I do believe.
All right, then I'm going to go with Kingzzz is going to take it.
Fair enough. It's pretty much a coin toss in my regards, but
it really is.
There we go.
We really will see. There are certain key factors. We talked about them. And we will see whoever does make use of these key factors. Here we are, beautiful Inferno, with the beautiful chickens, the beautiful Glocks. And talking about Glocks, I'm wondering if the T's will go in with just armor and Glocks, or if we actually do see some kind of smoke plays coming up.
I'm much more interested in whether or not we'll be seeing a push from the CTs down middle in the pistol round.
Ooh, that would be spicy.
It is.
Yeah. First of all, though, it is the third map. It is the decider map. And as always on a decider map, we will have a knife round. So whoever wins that knife round will be able to choose their side of preference.
They'll be choosing CT side, of course.
Probably. Except if you're Kingzzz and very confident, then you choose the T side. And just go at it.
In all honesty, I don't even see Kingzzz opting to go for the T side here. Least of all Inferno, after having lost on Dust 2. I just don't see it happening. But,
Not sure. I can see them actually go for the T side just because it's Kingzzz. They always do stuff like that. They're confident. Even if it doesn't show, I feel like they're always confident.
They better have the things together then. Because if they're starting to struggle on the T side, on their will, then it could indeed be a pretty quick one.
I do agree with you. There we go. Knife round is on the way. Both teams will be meeting in the middle, obviously, as always. And let the knife round commence.
Left, right, by the way. Quickest way to down someone with a knife in CSGO. At least if you're fighting in front.
Yeah, that is true. Red Instinct take the knife round, and with that, I'm so sure they're gonna take CT side.
Yeah, Red Instinct, they have to. No doubt about it. They need to get a solid round lead once again before transitioning over towards the T side, and even then, it could be rough to actually find a way to finish.
Definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Give it up once more. Red Instinct versus Kingzzz, the last map, the Inferno. Who's going to take home the title of the 4th season of the Swisscom Hero League powered by ESL? We are live. And instantly see the T's very aggressive towards middle. Rigon takes down the head of Dexum. Kingzzz doesn't spot any players towards middle. Rigon just completely missed shots, but it doesn't really matter. Kingzzz gets set, but the B bomb side is in King's hand right now.
Keeping their chances alive though with that frag onto second mid player. Into a 3v3 retake we go, and obviously the player in CT needs to hold his horses and wait for the banana player to come in. After all, they need their full potential.
There the retake comes. X-Ray takes out Maricinho instantly. It's just Risk and Alex left. Risk gets one. Alex gets one as well. It's a 1v1 right now. X-Ray does have a kit.
Alex
is defusing.
Oh my god.
That was so close. But Alex clutches it and gets the first round for Kingzzz. And I wonder how far down that bomb actually was. Could have been only like half a second, something like that.
Could have been close, yeah.
And there we go. 2 AKs, Rigon and Risk.
Interesting buy coming out from Red Instinct here. MP9 on X-Real. Daxon recalled with the full force as well.
Kingzzz trying to be cheeky with that deagle. Doesn't find any heads. A very slow round so far for Kingzzz. Taking banana control. All players except for Recalled are on the B bomb side. On the A bomb side.
Smokey is going to buy a couple of seconds for the CTs. But also gives Rigon a cheeky little peek into the side.
They must have heard him though. Yeah, we see one player rotating back. X-Ray it is with that MP9.
And seeing how sad he is moving towards B together with Alex, it certainly looks like they are intending to end on the B bomb side, and with Kingzzz having moved in as support, there is still a chance for Red Instinct to actually make this work.
It's just 25 seconds left. X-Ray gets the first kill. Recall gets one as well. Trades left and right. The bomb needs to go on onto the side now. There's still one player for Red Instinct. Recalled has a lot of trouble.
Rigon and Reese both incredibly low. This is absolutely doable. They only need to hit one shot each, and Daxum and Jazz will make it work. Bringing it back for Red Instinct. Instantly already in round 2.
Beautiful by them. Covering each other, taking the kills, and with that, a huge blow for Kingzzz, losing that second round.
And what a gamble stack.
Yeah. Also a big gamble with that MP9, but it did work out in the end.
Certainly coming in clutch. Also like the aggressive take of Banana. Red Instinct. Oh my goodness, X-Real walking right into the bullet of Maricinho. That's going to be annoying.
Still though, banana control in the hands of Red Instinct. That nade's gonna do quite nothing.
Exactly 0 points of damage.
Yeah. Oh, Zed, very unfortunate. Takes down out the smoke exactly at the moment Charles pushes in, but look at Regon and Alex as well. They're already on A side. And somehow Kingzzz managed to actually make it work. It's just Charles left. And the bomb is just going to the B bomb site now.
Why not? Why not? What in the world is happening? 3 Deagle shots are ringing out, and just like that, round is over and firmly in the hands of Kingzzz.
And you could see on the player cam a little bit of emotion coming up
sure.
for Red Team, Red Instinct. The first time I feel like this was. So yeah, back and forth really.
So far, 100%.
Maybe the teams should just start to play Deagle only and go from there, because it's been working pretty well.
Kingzzz, I feel like they are pretty much about as dangerous with only Deagles as they are with rifles.
Yeah.
Not least because they tend to pick their fights just slightly more careful.
Yeah.
And that makes them so much more dangerous.
Yeah, I do agree with you. One AWP coming up. It's gonna be a 4-spy for Red Instinct. Charles has the AWP and he's been absolutely fantastic so far with it, so this round could be a close one. X-Real gets a Regon on Banana. They instantly fall back. They know they have the advantage now. And I like the fact X-Real is immediately rotating, because Kingzzz are aware of the AWP on the B-bomb side. So in the heads of Red Instinct, they do think Kingzzz are pushing the A-bomb side just because they do know the AWP is on the B-bomb side.
I'm confused. That was a frag for X-Real with the Deagle. Was he boosting Jazz? Jazz missed his AWP shot and X-Real connected with the Deagle?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
The mini AWP, so to speak. B execute.
Well, fake.
A fake.
Oh, and the rotations. They could be running right into the hands of Alex with the AK.
But they do make it work somehow. Zed, though, gets 2 back. Are they aware of the last 2 players? Dexon decides not to push in. Instead takes the close corner.
Could have been a marvelous pick. At least 2 players from Kingzzz were completely blind. And now, of course, Shaz needs to make a decision. Is he going to stick around on B, expecting a push, or, well, okay.
Never mind.
Him then.
And they have no idea where he called this.
Recalled.
There we go. Easy kill for him. And they make it work with just 1 AWP, an MP9, and some Deagles. They take down Kingzzz once again.
And I have to hand it to Kingzzz that their fake execute over towards B, it actually worked absolutely perfectly. Unfortunately, though, Red Instinct rotated, well, basically 4 players right into their faces.
And once again, Kingzzz just with a couple of Deagles. Even a Tech 9 coming out for Regon.
Time to play off angles, maybe, for Red Instinct.
Could work very well.
And once again, Marizinho. Not phased at all.
He even gets the AWP now. And a lot of pressure on Dexon now. He's the only one standing on the A-bomb side. Zed takes the kill. And again, the team with the worst weapons somehow manages to put the other one under a lot of pressure. The retake is coming in. X-Real gets 1. Nice smoke there, covering him. Now Recalled comes in as well. Zed takes him out. X-Real doesn't find the last few bullets. He gets the kill now. It's a 1v1, and he actually managed to get Zed with a beautiful shot, and he is able to defuse the bomb. What a play by him.
Oh, Zed was not happy about that. He did so much. And in the end, gets bested by a picked up AWP. Tough luck, and finally, after 5 rounds, the team is able to string 2 together.
Yeah, I do agree. Although, we gotta say, obviously the CT side a little bit easier once again on Inferno. Look at Dex.
Oh my goodness. Dexum taking a book out of Kingzzz. Plays that.
Oh, Alex gets the kill on recall with that nade. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. Both teams now trying to bring calmness back into their game plan.
And you could argue a slight advantage for Kingzzz, seeing as how Dexum is sitting only in B with an MP9. But once again, Red Instinct with a brilliant read here, having moved a couple of players over. Apparently ready to deal with the push. Kingzzz, good for one. And that might give Kingzzz the necessary confidence to push onto the side. Set, moved past the first one. X-Real through the smoke.
2 versus 1. Risk is able to plant the bomb, but is he aware of the 2 players? Is he aware of the one already pushing him? He's not. X-Real takes the round and puts Red Instinct in a 4-2 lead. And on the other hand, Kingzzz with just around 3k in their banks. They're once again faced with a decision to make.
The fact that Kingzzz gets still one after being dinked towards sandbags is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Team Kingzzz do buy up. There's just 1 smoke and 1 Molotov to make some ground, and it looks like
that is not a lot. Risk tanks the first nade. Smoker stand behind him. Well, he obviously has the information that the C2s have not gone for any possession over Banana so far.
Alex, he does have apartment control. He even has upper mid control now. Red Instinct, very defensive. Rigon gets his head blown away. No refrag. Now the refrag comes in. Alex takes down Dexum.
Now X-Real needs to hold his ground. Can't move away from B too far.
Yeah, they do know Dexum is a B player, so they're aware of the fact there's just 1 player towards the B bomb site now. That's why they push it and they get it completely free. Kingzzz taking out Zed. This is an important frag. No backstab potential for Kingzzz now. 4v3 retake.
Only 1 flash to play with, so this one needs to be on point. Alex, cheeky little angle, difficult to deal with. And that's Kingzzz to take now.
Charles gets Maricinho 2v3. They do know where 1 player is. Are they aware of Risk in that corner? Now they are. Risk gets just 1, and Red Instinct make the retake happen. Go up to 5 rounds. As we see Kingzzz honestly just go for an eco now. Just please do it. Never mind.
Well, Alex isn't a big fan of that. Neither is the rest of his team. 4 AKs, 5 AKs, and, well, a handful of nades. Couple of flashes, those can come in handy for sure. But it's difficult to play a drawn-out round. And Red Instinct, nice push into apartments, taking so much control over here.
I might be able to find 1 or even 2 players off guard. I'm not sure if Zed is aware about these 3 players, especially Dexum.
I love Shaz playing that position with the AWP. Not something that you really can expect or count on because it's so incredibly rare. Zed finds the timing onto Dexum. Now Shaz needs to get the trade. Does so. Kingzzz. There's a lot of speed going past him.
Yeah,
but the first one can't quite get the second one.
Should be enough though. Shaz is still in pit with the op. He misses his shot though. Risk takes him out. It's a 2v2 now.
And that's going to be another player in pit with an AWP to deal with. It is going to be in the hands of Alex. Made it work before, X-Real. Quick push, but that Molotov keeps him from Playing off the information, Alex was found, now X-Real. He has an idea where the last man could be, finds him in the end, and that's going to be another one for Red Instinct.
What a round by them right now. X-Real knew the player can't be far away after he's planted the bomb just on the right side of him. Just a few seconds ago where the plant happened, and he managed to string together his thoughts and predicted him really good, actually.
Yeah, he certainly looked to clear that corner right away. But of course, the Molotov kind of kept him from it. And so far, Red Instinct once again feeling very comfortable. Finally, a little bit more utility to play with for Kingzzz.
Rigon finds a very quick frag towards middle, and look at him. He's already
Kingzzz
through A. Gets a second one. Has a lot of space now. Might even find a third. Oh, what an aid. Right into his face. Dexum gets a second one. Might even find a third. No.
A lot of damage onto Alex. At least sets his team up for a possibility of a retake.
Maricino with a prime position towards Pit. They try to isolate him, but he does well not peeking any angles there. Now he does. X-Real gets the kill.
As said, brilliant position together with Alex. They secure round number 3 finally for Kingzzz.
And immediately the timeout coming up. I do think this is from Red Instinct. Not sure though. We actually also do see Red Instinct. Money-wise, it's hard. It's not that easy. It's gonna be pistols this round at least. Next round's a bad buy maybe.
Tricky.
Yeah.
We'll see. I guess only time will tell.
Yeah.
For now. But as I said, Kingzzz, if they start to struggle on the T side, it's going to be a rough one.
Yeah.
Sure, of course. Keep in mind it's only 6-3, I believe. So nothing is lost just yet.
Definitely not. In the end, Kingzzz is also playing on the T side, which is not the easiest side to play in CSGO. We see Red Instinct buying down. It is a force buy. Who liked the decision? Kingzzz take control of Banana. Alex just waiting for any peaks in middle. Makes a lot of sense, given Red Instinct like to just push or peak with those deagles.
And the last round where Red Instinct found themselves in a similar position, they were indeed able to make it work with only pistols, but that was on the back of a very efficient read. And grouping up on the right bomb site. Back then it was B, now it is going to be A. That they need to hold. Daxon, no one's going to come through apartments. That certainly would be to his liking.
He has a good
Quite down on short.
He does get one, and that really is enough. He's able to go back. X-Real is here. Does only take out one. They didn't expect Kingzzz though. 2v2 now. Alex looking for the fight, gets the kill.
Unfortunately for Kingzzz, that was not a position where he really could effectively continue his fight. Not at least without a teammate supporting him. So it is all up to Recalled.
Do they expect him to come apartment though?
Probably not. Question is, can he deal with Rigon?
Fires off a couple of shots. He's known now, and Rigon gets the kill. Kingzzz slowly creeping back into this game. Still though, a good round for Red Instinct. Doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, pretty decent. They'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, it is going to be once more only pistols, and quite frankly, they completely commit to this round.
Banana Rush is coming in. A lot of damage left and right, and somehow Kingzzz come out on top with 2 kills. They're able to grab those 2 weapons, and they evenly manage to escape.
Absolutely crucial not to lose another player there. Now Shaz, not instantly pressured. Red Instinct move 2 players over towards A to support him. After all, it is expected for a rifle to stay over at B. And Kingzzz try to come up with a good idea on where to end here in round number 11. Still trailing by 2. Now Xreal buys himself just a little bit more time, putting him already down at about 50 seconds. And once again, Red Instinct, they do have a good read. Obviously, that's pretty easy if Shaz has already made his way down into middle.
Yeah, and Kingzzz are given the plant, but going into the retake, this would be so hard! Xreal with the 2K gets the round for Red Instinct, completely unaware on the Kingzzz radar. He does actually manage to take it home. And it's gonna be harder and harder each and every second for Kingzzz. Still though, once again, it is the T side, so.
It is the T side, but what can you do if Red Instinct wins rounds with only pistols in some force buys? Granted, it was nicely done with the banana push. Xreal this time around, he needs to fall back. And Kingzzz are suggesting they have taken banana while they are making their way up through middle. And once again into a complete stack. Would you look at that?
4 players already on the A-bomb side. Molotov even splitting
that Molotov,
teams.
that nade.
Oh, that
my
is beautiful,
God.
and 2 players still in the Molotov. No one dies. But still, just doesn't get the kill onto Regon. Kingzzz still on side.
They are wrapping to B.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Okay. That would have been an amazing call. Okay,
and
finally.
Yeah,
well, they're pretty much forced to go B. Question is, how many of them can Recall take out of the game?
Oh, he misses the shot. 30 seconds left. Recall might even just try to stay alive right now.
Yep.
For the retake. And he actually gets Risk on the bomb plant. The second Regon looked away.
Yeah, with 10 seconds to go, there's literally no way they can lose this round.
Regon gets pushed immediately after he starts planting. Dexum gets the kill. It's 8-4 for Red Instinct.
I'm saying there is no way they can lose this round, and I'm still not sounding. I still don't sound convinced. It is creepy with Kingzzz. But Red Instinct, so far, they're looking very, very good.
Yeah, definitely. We see Regon, the only one buying up an AK. For the Eagles. And Red Instinct trying to go for the boost doesn't really work out. So Kingzzz gets a knife.
With how many rounds are you satisfied on the CT side of Inferno?
That's already fine.
You're already good with 8?
I'm happy with 8-9 rounds.
Right, fair enough.
That's fine.
Alex rattling off a couple of shots towards pit. Making his presence known. That prompts Xreal to rotate over. Kingzzz, brilliant Molotov. That should be good for a bit of damage. And together with Xreal, they will clean up over towards Archers. And said, in the end, unlucky dink through the smoke.
Perfect clean round coming in for Red Instinct, putting them up to 9. Kingzzz Xreal there channeling his inner Pasha.
That's probably a name many people don't know anymore.
That's sad though.
It is
so
not gonna
sad.
lie.
Shoutouts to the Papa as Chaz throws down the nade. Kingzzz very fast towards the B bomb side. Alex now stopped though because of that flash.
From his teammate, nonetheless.
Does manage to find the entry on towards Xreal though. Two players rotating, but is it soon enough recalled? Facing the whole Kingzzz team, he managed to take down one. And surely this is Kingzzz round now.
I would say so. Okay.
Okay, Rigo. Finds the head of Kingzzz through the smoke. Reese gets Dexum. Kingzzz now arriving at 5. Into the last round of this first half we go. Both teams able to kind of buy up. We see one Farmas from Xreal.
Well, at
Two
least.
orbs.
Exactly, at least there is an orb in Jazz's hand. Dexum fielding one as well.
Does feel some pressure towards Banana, but no one really pushing through.
Jazz, how long is he going to hold that handle? Finds the one, can't connect the shot though, and goes for the re-peek.
He didn't push it.
How ballsy is that? On the other side of the map, Dexum finds first blood in Marisinho, and
God.
there we go. Jazz, what a move. Kingzzz, here's them go past him, finds the back of Alex, recalled, takes care of Regon. And Risk, as the last man standing, this is surely going to be a 10-5 half. There we go, Charles with the last one. That was a brilliant round and a solo performance by the Red Instinct player.
Yeah.
What a monster. Who goes for that peak?
I have no idea. That was so ballsy. It just shows you how much confidence there is currently in the Red Instinct team, Charles. Just following Alex, finding Zed there, and I also think Zed won't be happy with getting killed like that. Just
that's not
after
cool.
Alex was at that position.
No good times.
No good times for
No
sure.
funny. No funny at all.
It's not over though, right?
No,
we all know Kingzzz can come back from this. If they start rolling again, then it's gonna be hard for Red Instinct. Still though, Red Instinct doing a lot of work, especially on that first half.
Yeah, they did. And they certainly worked hard for that lead. Now, obviously, we're all super excited to see whether or not their executes are on point. I'm not so much concerned about taking map control for Red Instinct, but rather actually finding the entries onto the bomb sites.
I agree. We see a very static setup for Red Instinct. Now the B push kind of comes in. One player has been spotted. Chaz doesn't find
what a terrible
head
flash.
yet. Still though, Risk finds the entry. There we go, Maricino finds one as well. Risk gets the second one. It's a onslaughter for Red Instinct on Banana, as Kingzzz is the only one left. And he's about to face the Kingzzz Armada. Able to take down one, but that's it. Kingzzz win the pistol round, and this is so important, not only for their scoreline, but especially for their motivation inside the team.
For sure. And obviously, converting the consecutive 2 rounds would set them up quite nicely for a comeback, or at least the start of one.
I agree with you. Just Glocks though, one Deagle in the hands of Kingzzz. And a very defensive setup.
What do you reckon?
I don't know, I guess they just want to wait for pushes, maybe take out some money. Not give them free kills, especially not against those MPs.
Imagine Kingzzz pushing in a round like this.
Well,
not even Kingzzz would do that. Well, we've seen them do it actually already again.
No.
So, yeah, not against Red Instinct in the final though.
Yeah, I do wonder though, as soon as they realize it's just Glocks, how they will react to it. Because at that, if they realize it's just Glocks, they might just go for the pushes just for money.
Like moss to the light. Could be, actually.
Maricino throws down the smoke at the 45 seconds mark. Oh, and there we go. They will push that smoke. There we go. They do get the kill on towards Alex. They might even find the second
That's going to be a bomb plant. That's fantastic already. And we're still in a 3v3.
Regon doesn't find the first kill yet. Red Instinct is good positioned right now. They even have an MP9 now in the hands of Shaz.
It all comes down to timing. Dex, just a couple of hits.
Dexum gets the kill on towards Regon.
That's huge.
It's just him left. Doesn't find the second one. It is going to be a defuse, but is it? Yeah, it is.
Yes.
But what a round by Red Instinct.
That was way too close for comfort.
Yeah.
That's absolutely astonishing with only Glocks to be able to not only get the bomb plant, but almost winning the round outright.
They will probably be very happy with that because it has been just Glocks, and look at that. Money-wise, it's looking hard on the King's side. Red Instinct able to buy up.
Yeah, how to lose a round and get an advantage.
Yeah.
All at the same time with only Glocks.
Yeah.
Shown by Rins. That's how you do it.
And I think it's kind of uncharacteristic for Kingzzz to just give away banana, apartment, and mid control to Red Instinct without even putting up a fight.
That is true.
That's the least Kingzzz-esque play you'd expect, Charles.
I'm not entirely sure whether it is actually respect from their opponents, or whether it's just the case that they are sitting on an MP9, 2 MP9s in fact, and a FAMAS. And they just want to play it safe, either way.
Although the 2 MP9s would be perfect in apartments.
Once again, a 4-1 split coming through from Kingzzz. We've seen it a couple of times already. Reese, once again, whiffing an AWP shot.
Oh, beautiful flash. Regon finds one.
Wonderfully done.
As Marisinho takes down Shaz. Short push coming in. Set, though, doing a lot of work. It's just recalled left, and he's on the B-bomb side. Might actually grab the bomb but get the plan.
Well, someone needs to get moving from the CTs.
There we go.
It is going to be Marisinho,
Yeah, but the timing might be so bad.
B9. Timing. Oh.
Oh, that was so close. Recall gets the bomb down. No, he doesn't. Gets the kill.
Oh, no, no time, no time. Get your weapon out. That's
perfect. Money. He saves the AK.
Well, how in the world was he allowed to get away with that?
I have no idea. 10-8. Kingzzz slowly but surely making sure they just don't let this go the Red Instinct way. As they're now facing, once again, just a couple of Deagles, 1 AK, 1 MAC-10, and a CZ, as it looks like it's going to be a very fast push. Alex, though, takes down 2 players with just 4 HP. It's X3 left. Marisinho gets rid of him, 10-9. And how in the world is Alex allowed to get 2 kills there with around 4 HP?
With impeccable aim.
Yeah. Wasn't that important though, right? And was Nico, it's fine. Buy up again. Get your AWP, get Charles the AWP.
Quite intense fight over banana control early on. Pretty much every round so far. This time though, Kingzzz are pushed back. Double nade. Like the nade stacks.
Still though, there's a lot of utility already used on the T side.
1, 2 players actually sitting in 3 players sitting in CT. That Red Instinct, they can't take the side they want to. Alex though with an insane push through the smoke. Together with Marisinho, cleans up over at the B-bomb side, and well, Kingzzz, he's probably just wondering what in the world just happened at B.
Probably just trying to save that AK now. Do a little bit of damage.
Yeah, the AK is probably more important right now. That's going to be a long save.
45 seconds. On the other hand, I feel like Kingzzz will try to push him at some point.
Looking at their money, Alex fairly low. Well said. Yeah, rest is decently equipped, so they could certainly risk a rifle here.
Kingzzz is he actually going for A? Or is he just hiding in the
I don't think so.
apartments?
He's hiding in plain sight. Maybe just wants to keep moving.
There we go. Hides in a corner. Tries to take that AK into the next round. And there we are. We are back even, and looking at the faces of the Kingzzz player, it looks better now than it has been around 20 minutes ago. Red Instinct trying to keep up their momentum. But it's gonna be hard. Just one AK, 4 deagles. Regon very aggressive, finds Kingzzz in the second mid. And Risk finds a double kill actually.
There we go.
Players.
This
is more Kingzzz.
That's more Kingzzz.
Yeah.
Like we know and love them.
Yeah. Maricino gets a double kill, 11-10. The Kingzzz are back on their throne as they lead this grand final in the third map on the Inferno with 11-10. Pulling up a fight. We expected nothing less. As now the pressure is shifting towards Red Instinct. If they were to lose that round, going into another eco. It's gonna go very fast, and Kingzzz will stay on 15 rounds.
Yeah, Red Instinct so far, they haven't really found a consistent way to deal with the Kingzzz defense. X-Real fancies a peek with archers. Risk waiting with an AWP. Flash coming through.
Not good though,
Wow.
but Shaz gets the kill.
What a switch of bait. That was lovely. Shaz finding a second one. Now Kingzzz through the apartments takes over A completely, and that's going to be most likely the round win for Red Instinct to once again equalize on 11-11.
Yeah, it's just Alex left. Alex might even go for a save here, even though money-wise it looks pretty good for him and his teammates. He does find one kill.
Not a big issue. Shaz certainly shouldn't leave that ought to be picked up. That would be quite unfortunate. X-Real though, not interested in Alex surviving.
Not at all. Is it worth though? Because if Alex would have found that kill, there
Well,
would have been absolutely no money.
They knew though he was dinked, right?
That is true, but still. 11-11. Both teams kind of able to buy up again. We see 2 AWPs coming out, of course, in the hands of Risk and Chaz. Make fast banana push. 3 players waiting though. You called it already. Big utility fight towards banana.
Absolutely, chugging out everything they got. In the meantime, Red Instinct, they have taken a liking to apartments, will take over control, and that could indeed be a fast execute onto the A bomb site. Now, there are 3 players for Kingzzz sitting pretty inside the site. Now the brakes have been pumped though. Suddenly it all goes very quiet.
Yeah, both teams really just waiting for any mistakes.
How long will it take for Kingzzz to second guess themselves? Red Instinct they have. Already on Dust 2, played around with baiting out rotations. Now finally, Risk is moving back over to support Marisinho.
He even has a smoke left, so he's able to buy another 20 seconds.
Smoke is going down though, and that's going to be the AWP. No, never mind. He actually jumped through it and into the bomb site. Now this is going to be annoying to deal with. 30 seconds. Time would still allow for a rotation back towards A. But it looks like the push is going to come through this time for real. Reese with the first frag. Need to hit the second, nicely done. Third one, not going to be happening, but Merisinho absolutely unchecked in the back of side. Can't connect his shots though. And just like that, Kingzzz at man disadvantage. Now needing to retake. Yas over the smoke, takes out Zed, and what a round by Shaz.
All of a sudden, Red Instinct actually do make it work. They do take down the B players. Merisinho not able to connect his shots on the B bomb side, and with that, Red Instinct once again takes the lead. What a close round, what a close game we have. Both teams are absolutely thrilled to take home that title.
Yeah, we promised you a thriller and the players are delivering.
Yeah.
What a game. So far, still everything wide open.
And finally, we do see a Kingzzz timeout. I've been waiting for that one. Just collect your nerves, get focused again, believe in yourself, and then we all know what you guys are capable of. But these guys here, they have something to say about that.
Yeah, around 23 it was, and what a round to come through for Shaz with that AWP finally coming alive. Not having had biggest of impacts here on Inferno so far, but that last round most definitely goes the way of Red Instincts on his account.
Regan on the boost. One of the 3 players wielding a bigger weapon than just a deagle. And Red Instinct very controlled, taking banana control and instantly leaving it. Look at that. Looks like they want to hit that A bomb site.
Kingzzz so far haven't moved an inch from their positions. Sad. Supporting his teammate under and over porch, so a very heavy triple short setup. X-Real needs to reload his information, just with a frag as well. Now Regan holding down the fort, and his teammate is moving into library for support. Is Alex. He's being neutralized by a smoke though.
Still has a Molotov.
Is it time to move out and go towards B now? I wouldn't put it past Red Instinct. They don't, they commit through short. Regan still alive in the side and dangerous with that M4.
And he actually makes it work. He gets 2 players. It's a 1v1 now. Both ops against each other. Merisinho with the tag towards Shaz. Does he expect the gap? No, Merisinho gets the kill. And this is such an important one. Look at the boys. They're very happy about this one. Gets the defuse. It's 12-12. Man, forget your Halloween horror movies. This is it.
For whoever loses that fight, for sure. Merisinho coming in clutch.
Hey, look at that. Both teams at the brink of their economy being depleted. Whoever loses this one will need another eco round.
Single round worth 2, and Regan once again. Cheeky peek down second mid once again. He finds a player not ready for him.
Risk might find a second one if he's not careful. The push comes in, recalled instantly on sets. Risk goes down as well.
Still alive though. Regan still alive, finally found. Can get more than one. No, he can't. 2v3 retake scenario for Kingzzz. And Red Instinct, they do have time to take advantageous positions all around that bomb plant. Alex and P9 in hand.
Exum did spot him, I think.
Money Molly.
Just gets Alex on short, recalled gets Merisinho, and it's 13-2 for Red Instinct. Regan was only good for one there. And it's so hard to retake that A-bomb site. And another timeout.
The setup was perfect for Regon to get a multi-kill down from balcony up there. Unfortunately, shot maybe just that split second too early and alerting them to his position. And obviously, once you can't connect instantly, then you're pretty much done for.
Both teams very much concentrated focus, talking about the rounds, talking about what they actually want to do. I guess Kingzzz will go for another eco. There we go, we are back in game.
Into round number 26, 13-12. It couldn't be any closer. Red Instinct leading by only 1 round over Kingzzz as of right now. And the CTs, yet again, the Eagles, CZ, and a handful of smokes and flashes.
Regon does spot the AWP, lower mid. And Red Instinct, they do get banana control.
Pretty much for free this time around.
4 players, and Kingzzz looks like they're shifting.
B stack.
Towards B, yeah, maybe.
Looked like it for a second now. So much utility being deployed by the T's, but Marisinho finds the gap, moves up towards coils and connects on a second one. That's already 2 T's gone. And no frags, finally recalled.
Regon has a prime position though, he gets one more. It's just recalled left. Against 3, doesn't find the kill. Regon makes it happen, it's 13-13. And I have no idea how Marisinho survived so long to actually take down 2 players.
I'd love to see that take in a replay. You would expect someone to actually move back towards quartz, but apparently no one had that idea, and so he was pretty much unchallenged for quite a while there at coils. Letting himself 2 frags and obviously leaving his teammates the time to move in and contest the round in the end. Bringing us to 13-13 once again. All squared up.
Looks like it's gonna be an apartments push, but 2 players waiting in pit. There the push comes out. Regon gets one, Zed gets one as well. 2 players already down. Regon and Zed completely shut down Red Instinct. It's just Charles left against 4 players. He has been absolutely splendid so far, but is he able to just single-handedly win them the game? Not yet. Kingzzz go up to 14. Smiles on Alex's face, and there might be one more buy round after this one coming up for Red Instinct. This one is going to be an eco. So they're certainly playing for the overtime.
Absolutely, and they are most likely well advised to do so. Still, we've seen them make it work with only the Eagles before.
Alex does a little bit of damage, but Recalled actually gets the kill. And this might just be the trigger to push that B bomb side. Still though, 2 players.
Regon in position.
Onside. Regon gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, and that should be enough.
X-Real found a weapon though. Can't connect. Can't say. 1v2. Still doable. It's going to be a little bit harder with only 30 HP though. At least an AK in hand. Now time's not an issue as of right now. Bomb picked up and very well moved back. Can't continue to spray. And that's going to be 15 for Kingzzz. Map, match and final point.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. One more buy round coming up for Red Instinct. We do see an AWP, we do see 4 AKs. Fighting for the title. Kingzzz on the other hand, no AWPs this time, just M4s, and Regon gets taken out instantly by X-Real.
Regon, the player who actually hit the 30 bomb. Still in regulation. So he's fighting tooth and nail for his team. As the terrorists in Red Instinct, they move up middle once again. Should Zed decide to pull the trigger now, can't connect a single shot. So very unlucky, and just like that, all the Kingzzz players, once again, they have abandoned the B side. That's exactly where Red Instinct is going just now.
There's one player rotating back in. The smokes and Molotovs come up. Maricino needs to do a lot of work right now.
He can't push that, he can't push that. It would be suicide. Alex is here from CT, tries to get a little bit of damage through with the spam. Finds the planter in Extreme, and just like that, Reese finds Crumpsy as well. Back into a 4v3, and now it's absolutely doable. Zed coming in as well, finding two. Now it's only one player to go, and there we go. Kingzzz make it work in the end, and we do see them. Screaming delight, what a way to finish this map.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kingzzz are your Season 4 champions in the Swisscom Hero League. Congratulations to them. What a final it has been. It's been a thriller. I'm certainly done, and look at them. They're pretty happy about it as they move on towards the stage, as we see the players from Red Instinct coming in as the underdog, putting up such a good fight. Congratulations to them as well. And I'm currently not sure if we directly go to Reto or if we go to the winners ceremony. So looks like we headed over to Reto just in a little second as the players move on towards the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, it's Kingzzz.
And we're said and done. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Counter-Strike Global Offensive Heroes, or Hero, no Heroes. Please make some noise for your Season 4 champion, Kingzzz! So, I am joined with a pretty happy, I suppose, Rigon.
Yeah.
You said it was going to be a quick and easy 2-0. Your prediction was not so on point, right?
It was not on point, but I think we played like we didn't play our game, so yeah, maybe we gave them a chance, I don't know.
We saw it quite throughout the games. There were times where they were able to execute their strategies, and then there were times where you guys like took 5, 6, 7 rounds in a row. It really boiled down to the rhythm thing. As soon as you guys somehow found your rhythm, found your game, found your team play, so to speak, show what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I just told my teammates, I took so many pauses. I told them, please, just focus. We will win this. And I don't know, they did some strategies, but I think we held pretty good. So, yeah, GG's.
Anything that surprised you about Red Instinct?
They played really well. Props to them, really. They played really well. But yeah, GG's in the end.
Nice. Any last words for the Twitch chat, your supporters, your fans, maybe?
Thanks to everyone who was supporting us and watching us. Twitch chat, here everyone, thanks everyone, and have a good evening.
Thank you very much, boys.
Well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your trophy, boys. Enjoy your prize money. You can give that to me. And enjoy the cameras. Please, dear audience, give it up for your Swisscom Hero League Season 4 CSGO Grand Champions, Kingzzz! Congratulations, boys. Nice show of sportsmanship right there. One more time, thank you very much, guys. Well played, a great show, thank you very much. My heart was racing in the background, I can tell you. Counter-Strike is always a roller coaster of emotions, but I think this final, this topped it all off. Luca, Remo, I'm crushed. I'm finished, I'm done. These CSGO clutches always leave me speech and breathless. I would say we see each other tomorrow for our last final, which is League of Legends. I almost forgot. And I'm going to give over to our analyst for one last time and wish you guys a wonderful Saturday evening.
Wow. Yeah, thank you very much for one last time here back at the analyst desk. And I'm only going to say one thing here, man. Holy freaking shit. What a game. Like, throw out those notes, throw out the playbook. That was insane.
That was really insane. It was so close all the time. Like, each and every round I thought like, all right, now Red Instinct is going to get ahead. And then I was like, now Kingzzz is going to get ahead. But it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
They just took
because you
round
know
after
what?
round.
Deagle is a weapon in the game.
Yeah, that is true. That is so
Like,
true.
in the beginning, it was all about, okay, I always thought you're supposed to have an advantage in CSGO when you have an actual rifle compared to a pistol.
Not here.
For the first 5 rounds, that wasn't the case.
No.
But then it was like all about Red Instinct. They really gained that momentum. They clutched it out. Like Xreal, he played unreal, out of his mind there, and really pushed them through, and they gained such a momentum there. And you could really feel the pressure, like in the room. It was tense. I'm pretty sure I saw a lot of sweat on those foreheads of Kingzzz, and maybe even a tear at some point, as they were slightly disheartened. And then, especially in the second half, they came back so big. Marizinho with like that Deagle hold, but then also like Rigon coming up clutch time and time over again. They did so incredibly well. You said it, like this is the Kingzzz we know and love. They really managed to find their footing, their qualities again. They really fought back. And then it was over to Red Instinct once again, who like mentally recovered without taking any breaks themselves, and like took it a step back. Like, okay, guys, we're slipping up. We have to like shift gears down a bit, gain another momentum, and they nearly did. And in the end, it was just so clutch.
It was so close, and it's exactly the thing me and Carlos told at the beginning, right? If Kingzzz are able to manage their confident space again, they're so strong. It doesn't matter what weapons you put in their hands, they're so strong. They can win these rounds, they can win these clutch rounds, and that's exactly what they did. They recovered, they weren't calm most of the map, but in the end, you could see them being focused, pushing each other again, and I think this was the tipping point in the end to give them the advantage to take home this beautiful trophy.
Yeah, it was like Red Instinct for me really seemed like the team with the better team play. Like I especially want to highlight round 23 and then 29, like the second to last round. In that round 23, that was when they first push up Banana, baited out so much of the utility, got so much value out there, shifted back over to A, got even more utility out of them, and then they were like stuck like chicken on a fence. And then they still have plenty of flashbangs up. They still had some smokes. They still had some molotovs. Pushed in once again onto B side, took it there, and that was really such a confidence booster for them. Same or similar thing happening in round 29 again, and then the decider just showing up clutch there. Just the individual performance that I have to say kind of dragged them over the finish line. But in the end, we have some new champions. Kingzzz shall be crowned, and this is their victory, of course, as they take home the win here for the Season 4 of the Swisscom Hero League, powered by ESL.